evening, everybody. How we doing? How we doing? We're running a little bit late tonight, and our guest will be joining us shortly. Shelley, good evening. Mr. Leach, good evening. I think we should change his name to Corporal. Corporal Belling. Get talking, get shooting, guys. Get as many people in as we can. It's going to be another interesting night, I'm sure. James Martin, good evening. How you doing? My beautiful wife, good evening. Maria, how you doing? Good to see you. Sean, how's it going? Just try and get through them all. Try and get through them all. So, we all know who our guest is this evening. He will be joining us shortly. He had a little commitment we had to make, and then he'll be on in about 5-10 minutes. Good evening. Good evening. John McClintock, how you doing, mate? Good to see you. So we did have a list the other day, and I know that it may have changed. Please let us know if you want a reading tonight, if you want your cards done tonight. And when Mr. Collier joins us, we will get you straight on. Don was supposed to be getting a reading. I'm hoping he's going to be available. He had a couple of things on today as well. I'd like my cards read. I don't even know where my good notepad is. Cards, Shelley. Shelley. Yeah, you get yours done. Make you feel better. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. Fights are won all the time. Wars are won in the trenches. Love that, Shelley. Oh, awesome. Go for it. Go for it. Just Gaz, how you doing? How you doing? Good to see you, man. So what's everyone on? I'm pumping away at my new device. How cool is that? That is the new Drag 5. And I've got the Uni one on the top because it holds loads more. It's awesome. With pink lemonade, I believe. And in the Smock GT, as always, I've got some insanely good wine fizz from Haramaxi. The Drag 5 is awesome. Orb's got a pink one. I got a green one. Absolutely brilliant. Honestly, absolutely brilliant. It slides The slide's open. Probably cool. I really like it. And there's loads of settings down that as well. It's cool. I've never left Orb's team feel. He's always had a word with Wayne this morning. He's a good man. A good man. He's just been in the background. Onio. Maria's on the Onio tonight. Good evening. Just popping in for a bit. Not feeling well. A lot of people are the same at the moment. A lot of people can't be bothered either. And do you know what? You just gotta keep going, ain't you? Because that's how we roll. I'm on the sofa away from the bedroom. Oh my god. Oh my god. Testing, Mr. Cooper. Cooper, are you coming in for a reading tonight? This is awesome. I loved it. This is one of the best devices. I used to love the old drugs. And it was Orbs that said to me, I really want one of them again. I knew they were coming out, so they messaged me as soon as they were available. And it just had to be done. Because they are proper cool. Colours are nice as well. Not for long, Coops. Gotta Cooper evening. Do I even ask what you've done? Bands up. Oh my god. I won't be saying, yeah. Fancy a reading tonight, Cooper? Last week was incredible. If anyone wants a reading tonight, I'll send you a link. You jump up, come on. You don't have to show your face if you don't want. You can put your screen on. Or if you're quite happy to be seen, then that's fine. It's better for the interaction. If I missed something. He's a guest on the charity page for the wee girl. He's been a guest a couple of times, but he's doing cards and readings tonight. I just wondered, maybe. Who's he talk to? Did I miss something? HS is my favourite Mud King juice, says James Martin. Love the look and the colour of that device. It is cool. It is proper cool. I'm up for it. Love it. Brilliant. So if anyone wants a reading, just put reading in the comments so I can write your name down. If anyone wants a cards, just put cards in the comments and I'll write it down. Just so we've got everyone. Not for me tonight. I'll let the others have a go. Looking forward to watching them. Missing out, Coops. Missing out, man. Be good to get you on properly because last time was a quick one. But he goes in depth. I was going to say he goes in deep. Jeez, wrong show. A few announcements as well tonight. We will be playing our new game on Saturday night on Takeout. It is Snakes and Ladders. Only 6 people can play. It is £5 each to play, and the prize is worth over £100. So, and everyone could win prizes on it because there's lots of surprises to come. He's already started. Jeez. Look at Algo cards. First time ever. Win Leech. Come on, Sue's wanting readings. We need some readings. Who wants a reading? There's people in here that have had readings last week and they were utterly blown away. It was awesome. But I need a couple of people to start off tonight. Mr. Collier has just joined us. I will give him a minute to get ready. He'll give me a thumbs up when he's ready, and I'll play his little tunie. I'll get him in. He's not ready yet. He's playing with himself. Sean said he was blown away, literally buzzing. See what you done. See what you done. My reading was amazing, said Shelley. And Shelley wants her cards done tonight. I know you should, Wayne. Honestly, you should have a reading it there. It's insane. So we've got a few people down for cards. No one down for a reading yet. We did have last night, but unfortunately we had to change. But hopefully we can get done. But we'll get round to that. WhatsApp message. WhatsApp message. Sean. Sean wants another reading, does he? The skeptic is becoming a believer. And Mrs. Wilson herself may have a reading tonight. John Emerson, how you doing? Good to see you. So we have a guest coming on in a minute, imminently. He's been on the last few weeks. Don't know if you've been watching. The world's finest universal medium, Grant Collier. If you fancy a reading tonight, let us know. If you like your cards done tonight, let us know. I can give you Ace of Spades or Queen of Hearts. So, trying to convince my lovely wife to have a reading. She really should. She really should. It's awesome. Like I say, guys, if you want a reading, we send you a link. You jump up, follow the link, takes you in. You can either have your face on the camera or not. It's up to yourself. And then see what's what. Is Sean wanting another reading, is he? Just let us know in the comments, guys. But meantime, do we have a thumbs up down there? We have a thumbs up. So it's time to play this. Good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
Not bad, not bad. Yourself?
Yeah, not bad, not bad. Let me just plug in my earphones, mate. 1 minute. I'm just going to plug my earphones in.
I had a feeling you were going to do that.
Right, bear with me.
Lots,
yeah.
lots of messages from Shelley Boone. Evening, Grant. James Martin. Good evening, Mr. Collier. Sean Walford. Good evening, Grant. Carrie Cooper. Good evening, Grant. John Emerson. Evening, Grant.
Evening. How are you all? Hope you're well.
What in the fuck is that?
Boxing you, mate. It's some cat.
Is that the latest sex toy out or something?
Yeah.
Cool.
It's called a fighting back pussy.
Steve, one or two then.
I bet you have.
Cool. Sean Walford. Red Bull Racing.
No, McLaren all the way. McLaren all the way. Anyway, nice to see you again, mate.
You too.
And I don't know if I can say, but yeah, sorry to hear about it today. That was a bit weird. But then I always say, never over till it's over.
Mm-hmm. She said, Grant blow me. But she did say that she may have a little routine tonight. So I didn't expect
we'll
that.
see. See, there's still work in process with that. Look. So something's still amiss somewhere.
Mm.
And look, even though we look, it's like the swords of judgment, yeah? So look at that. It's a bit like the scales of judgment. So both the swords, there is still something that's amiss here. Mm. So what I mean by that and what's being said is that, like I said to you earlier on, that there will be something that will come up that will shoot him in the foot. Mm. But only in time. And this is where we have to go, right, we cannot be angry about it. We've just got to go, it is what it is, and let karma do the rest. Okay? Because out of that, look, if you look at that card, that's the star card. Out of the crumbling ruins of today's energy, the universe still has something in store. All right. So it means that this isn't over until it's over. And then we're looking at this card, which is the Ace of Pentacles, which means completions over. That Michael just interrupted me and he said to me here, everything happens for a reason, but maybe the outcome will be a better reason than what you actually think is with the outcome that could have been today anyway. Does that make sense? Because sometimes, you know, we look at it and go, well, that's a failure today. No, actually, no, something had to be learned from him, and they had to learn something from him, where that failure comes in around his priority. So I said to you today, didn't I? I said, this is a brownie point scoring situation. This isn't about the situation of the children or the child. The fact of the matter is that for him, he is only scoring brownie points. This isn't nothing to do with the kids whatsoever. I hope you're okay with me talking about that. But look, we've got the scales of justice. We've got the sun card. Look, there's the scales of justice. So the sun card is saying to you, yes, justice will find its way. And there we go. Look, I've just pulled it up. Look, you can't write it down. Pulling these cards right at the middle of the pack. And look what's there. So it means that within this situation, sometimes we have to be patient. Sometimes we have to follow the guidance of how the universe is intervening to make things happen for a reason. It means that somewhere within this, it was meant to go down this road for now. As frightening and scary that is for you guys because of the situation, you will understand it in the future, okay? and then there will be no comeback because he will be the fool. All right? So let him shoot himself in the foot, and then let the courts decide again as and when he fails on the energy of where his duties lie, where it comes back into play that you guys can then be flourished with flutations of love and connection within the family of what you've got. Don't let this situation tear that energy apart somewhere, okay? Just ride the wave for now, because in time you'll be able to find that balance again. And this card is all about finding that independence outside of the dilemma, and let karma come around by its own means, because you cannot sit there and go, shit, I want this person to be out of our life. That's not how it's going to work. The universe will work it, and not the way we want it to work. And this is what I say to everybody, any situation. Just because the outcome never went the way that was being said, it doesn't mean to say that the journey's over. The fact of the matter is, you will win that day. You will win it. It's going to be hard work. Don't get me wrong. Obviously, that was a big blow today, but it will win its day, believe me. And I know that within that, then we got the crumbling tower. The tower is actually about rebuilding the foundations, and then you can get back to square one again, where, you know, things are within the situation of looking back and going, well, do you know what? We thought, and this is what I said to you. Do you remember I said to you about certain people that think it's all going to happen when, because what I said, if you go back to the reading.
Keep talking. I just need to jump a second because my camera's going funny. It's going off and on.
That's all right. No worries.
Stay where you are. Just carry on.
If you remember, I said August will be the point, and that's when things will go forward. Well, things will go forward. It may not be in the time frame that we thought it was. We may not understand that. We think, we thought it was all going to be on that day. Well, yeah, when I get the message, it sounded like that's the way it was going to be, but not necessarily. Because the universe, like I said, works in mysterious ways. And the universe is spirit and energy and a lot of Michael. So when they give the message to you, it doesn't always mean it's spontaneous at that time. It means something had to be learnt from it. And that may not be from you guys. It may be a learning lesson for you as much as it is for him, but he will have to learn something from this situation. And he's going to probably shoot himself in the foot from what I've been told. And all I know is the same as you, being a human being, getting the message, I have to listen to what Michael says. I never give up and go, oh, well, that was something that wasn't right. No, because Michael's never wrong, even though we think he's wrong at the time. Because we think it's going to be at that point of when it was meant to be at that day. No, that's not how it works. And Michael says, you'll understand in time what that means. Because if you want somebody out your life for good, then they've got to make themselves trip up to a point where they make themselves look stupid, but they're not going to come back into that zone. That situation of somebody else trying to decide that decision was never going to happen fully. They may be able to stop him from having certain time, whatever, but that energy will always be in the background. What Michael says, when this trips up, and he really does trip up in the future, then there will be no energy from him because he'll go away with egg on his face. So I hope that will make sense to you. It may not make sense to you of that right at this moment, but you will make sense of it in the future, and you'll go, do you know what? It's exactly how it was played out and how it should have been. Otherwise, we would have always had this dilemma somewhere in the background. I know it can be painful because you want it right at that moment, but that's the way it will work out. There you go. So, I don't know if you sorted your camera out, mate. I think you're still fiddling with the camera, that is, not with yourself. And yeah, there you go. So, what is it? When we talk about karma, we talk about karma within the energy of letting go. So anybody watching, this is the devil card. This is all about energy of insecurities, how we feel, negativity towards one another. Michael always explained it to me that we can never be negative to the other person to bring karma on. What we have to do is let go of the negative and allow their own karma to come back on them. We cannot bring bad karma onto somebody. So I always say, if you think anger and you putting out to the universe, I want this person or I want this person out of my life, whatever, blah, 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 then that normally doesn't happen. What we have to do is we have to cut a cord with it. And it's called cord cutting. And what we have to do is go, we just want that person to be happy and move on with their life and me to be happy and us to be happy. And if everyone's watched, it's a very similar situation, but if anyone's ever watched Bruce Almighty, and I use this as a guideline. If you watch Bruce Almighty and he wants to win the love of his, I forget the girl's name, but she's, it's his girlfriend in there, and he takes the power, gets the power of God, and God goes, see how you can do it, but you can't bend free will. So he tries everything in his power with God's powers to be able to make you love her. Anyway, at the end, what you recognise is that he gets knocked down by, everything goes wrong. He gets knocked down by, I think it's a bus at the end, and it gets up to God. It goes up to God, who is played by Morgan Freeman. And Morgan Freeman goes, okay, look, I want you can't lay down in front of a bus or whatever and think you're going to survive this, son. But what he says is, he says to Jim Carrey at the time, he says to him, I want you to say a prayer. And he says, I just want, I don't know if her name was Danielle or something, I just want her to love me. He said, no, I want you to pray again. He says, I just want her to be happy. And all of a sudden, he pokes him on the chest, and it's actually, him being shocked in a hospital bed, and he's awake, and who's next to him is his girlfriend. And the moral of the story is that if we want somebody, we can't want it for ourselves, because if we want it for ourselves, then what happens is we become greedy and selfish. So by saying, I love that person, I want them to be happy, is allowing the universe to know that we're not doing it for our own selfish needs. Now, there's a moral to this, going back to your situation and Kelly's. We understand that there's worries over this situation for very many good reasons. But there's also the anger there within that situation. And what I think is trying to be said within the universe, and what Michael's trying to explain right now, is that we have to let go of the anger. We understand that it's not appropriate for this man to have the time because of him being trustworthy around the energy of things. But like I said, nothing is going to be harmful in this situation. The only thing that's going to be harmful is his lack of duty. And the lack of duty will show. And that's not instant coffee, I understand that. But it will show, and it will turn on him in time, where it will put egg on his face, and then he will walk away ashamed because of it. Luckily, from what I'm being told, no one will get damaged in the process of this. So that's good news. But it isn't always good for where you are right now, and I fully understand that. And it's, it's one of them ones you sit there and you think to yourself, oh God, why couldn't the universe have just done it the way it is? And I think that, like Michael's always said, it's all about patience, timing, everything happens for a reason, and learning a lesson. And we never know reasons why the universe, you can call it God, you can call it whatever you want to call it, can be so cruel. For many reasons. you know, but there's always a reason. Because out of that one reason comes many other reasons and many more lessons. And this is the reason why these things come about. So don't be disheartened, is what I'm being told. What I'm being told is you'll look back at this at some point and you'll go, now we understand the reason why this happened. And it was for the greater purpose in the long run. So that's what you've got to remember. So I hope that that you got that and you understood it. Now, are you back with me or are you not back with me? Mr. Wilson. He's disappeared and I don't know where he's gone. So hopefully he's still there. Okay, so I haven't got any chat up on things, so I'm working a bit blind at the moment. So let's see if Mr. Wilson comes back. Are you there, my friend? Are you around? It's all gone very quiet. Where is it? Where is everybody? Hello? Okay, right. So let's do a little bit more talk on this situation. So anyway, karma. That's a good one to talk about. So karma is not how we see it. Karma is how it is. We only generate our own karma. Nobody generates it over us. So what I'm saying to you is, and how I'm describing it is that if we think that we are going to say, right, that person's going to get their own karma, they deserve everything they get. No, that's not how it works. Because you're putting out to the universe, I want that person to have bad karma. And that only means that you're going to reflect that back to yourself. So if I was, for instance, in a situation where somebody really upset me, and I look at that situation and go, that person's really negative towards me, blah, 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 blah. I am not going to take in any of that energy. I'm just going to walk away and let that person think, then I won't receive the karma. But that person that will sit there and go, that person's this, that person's that, this person's that. Generally, what will happen is the universe will recognize what you're doing. You're putting out bad karma and it will come back and mirror on yourself. It wouldn't even matter if you were the better person out of that situation. You're not better within the situation of where you're putting the bad karma forward. It's a funny old thing. And you've heard the term, God works in mysterious ways. I use the term God because the universe is how the Christians and things talked about God as the universe, as that energy, the big person, the man, the creator. And basically what's being said here is that, you know, the universe works in mysterious ways. It means that we are mirrored by the energy that we put out on each other. So that is very, very strong. Now, I don't know if I'm still running live here because Mr. Wilson has completely disappeared. So I haven't got a clue if we're still running. I can see the timer on it, so I know that we're still there. And he hasn't messaged me either, so I don't know if he's having problems there somewhere. So hopefully we will get him back in a minute. There you go. And I hope we've got a lot of people that are live in the chat room as well. There you go.
Hello.
There, we're back. Hey,
No,
Jesus.
you've got me a minute.
Right. Is he having a few technical problems?
Oh, the computer decided it wanted to go for a sleep.
Oh, blimey, that's not good.
He's just sorted it now. It's just coming back on.
Okay, brilliant. Did you hear most of that?
No, because Harper decided she wanted to be sick.
Okay, well, look, I won't go back over it too much.
No, I'll watch
You
it.
can watch back on that. But there's a lot there that you'll understand about the reasons why these events happen today and the bigger picture behind it all in the process of the outcome. Because sometimes what happens is, and I'll quickly explain it again, I won't go too deep because obviously you can watch it on feedback, but on the playback. But oh, I've got a dog down here going, arr, arr. Willow, stop it. So basically what I'm saying is, Kelly, everything happens for a reason. And we sit there and go, but why is that? Why for that reason? Because that's not going to help the situation. And it probably won't on the side of where things are right for now. But in the long run, it will do. And you'll understand that in time. So sometimes when we make the prediction, I turn around and say, oh, August, yeah. And I said, oh, it'll work in your favour. Does that mean it'll work in your favour right for now? No, not necessarily. What Michael's saying to you is it'll work in your favour in the long run because he'll shoot himself in the foot. And that's what is being said here. So if this hadn't have happened and he didn't get that, then you would always had that energy in the background somewhere. It doesn't matter if he had them or not. Do you understand what I mean? This is a situation that's going to turn things around in your favour in a bigger way because he will shoot himself in the foot. He will let himself down and he'll let the children down as well. And this is going to cause a major effect where he will walk away with his head down between his legs and, you know, in shame in certain sense. Does that make sense to you?
Can you hear me?
I can now.
My laptop's gone as well. Well, the screen's crashed. I don't know if I've pressed it. Bloody technology.
So did you hear all that?
Yeah.
Okay, so I hope that makes sense to you.
Uh-huh.
But look, I know that it's heartbreaking because it's not the outcome you wanted. But the universe made it the way it was for a reason. And I truly believe that the universe is trying to help you. And you'll say to yourself right now, it's just a bit unfair because, you know, for many reasons, and especially for you dealing with, like, you know, the chemo and stuff like that. Do you understand what I mean?
Mm.
I understand that the universe is making him make the mistakes himself. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
And you will understand that in the future. And I'm being told, don't worry, she'll be fine. Do you understand what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I truly believe that the universe is playing this.
You see me and hear me all right?
Yeah, I got you, mate. Playing it in the right way. So it had to be this way. So there was lessons being learned along the way for everybody here. And I just mentioned about karma. So we cannot sit here with a negative look at the situation of today. Do not be down by it today. Look at this as a positive to leading this to something that you will understand that will eliminate that energy from him to where the children are. I know it sounds bad to say that, but look, you know, I'm just saying to you that this is all being played out for a reason. Now, I pulled many cards here to turn around and say that it was all going to turn out positive over this situation. But look, you know, the way I look at it is that Michael never gives a message without it failing. We may look at it as a failure because we think Michael was wrong at that moment. I don't believe Michael was wrong. I believe that Michael said that, yes, August will come and the outcome will be all right for you in the end. Now, just because that wasn't happening today doesn't always mean to say it's not going to happen in the future. It just means that sometimes we expect it because we think automatically, and even me, even getting the message and receiving the message, now I've gone deeper with Michael tonight, I understand it. What was being said at that moment was that we thought it was going to turn out all on this day. And that's the thing. This is the trouble with human beings. But I shuffled these cards just now, and I pulled this card out, and you can play back and see this card being pulled out before. And I pulled it right out in the middle of the pack after shuffling it, and there it is. The Ace of Pentacles, which means, you know, outcomes, positive outcomes. Pentacles all about one, abundance, energy, happiness, fruitation. It just means that right now, oh my God, you've got to be patient. And that's the patience card. The temperance card is all about the patience, being patient. And it means that patience brings balance. Okay, so patience brings balance. And that's what you've got to remember in this situation. It will play itself out the way it's meant to play itself out. We couldn't force a square peg into a round hole. Do you understand what I mean?
Mhm.
What I mean by that, it couldn't be resolved today through the energy of others. It had to be resolved that he would only make his own mistake before things would be realised that this man's not fit enough to be able to have the children. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
But the courts, even though the courts don't see it, they may have all the, courts always look at the best legal side of how things are turned out. And you know as well as me, in the English court of law, the father has a lot of rights. Do you understand what I mean? Until he's proven that he hasn't got the rights. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So, today in a process, they'll look at it and go, well, if you wanted to take him out of the country, you wouldn't be allowed to. If you wanted to stop him from having visitation, you probably wouldn't be able to. Unless there is something there that goes, he's not worthy of having responsibility. Now, you will go, well, there's many things that we understand that he's not responsible, but that has to be proven why he's in that process.
Mm.
So something will come up and something will happen in the future. I don't want to worry you guys, but something will happen that will cause that effect where it will put egg on his face and he will never return in that energy of wanting and putting that need towards them. Does it make yourself look a dick? Basically.
Anyway.
But anyway, I'll leave it at that. We'll move on.
I am just, Justine, if you are still there, I have just sent you the link to your messenger. Yeah, I believe in things work out in the end.
Well, look, I think my best guidance message for you guys today is to sit there and don't be downhearted as much as you are, and I understand you will be, but also don't be angry about the situation, okay?
Yeah.
Because I believe that the universe is dealing with this in the way that we think it's not dealing with it. Do you understand what I mean? I believe that it's doing it for a reason, and there's always a reason. And something's going to play out here that will benefit you and the children in the future where this situation lies. So, justice will prevail. All right? It will prevail, but it may not be in the time that you thought it was going to be.
That has happened a few times with a few different things.
Yeah, I'm a big believer that it doesn't happen when we want it to happen. I'm a believer that it will happen when the universe wants it to happen. Let's look at scenarios of people's lives. We look at our good friend Stevie Ritchie. He wanted it for years. He didn't believe that he was going to do it, and then suddenly he got what he wanted, and it was because he wanted it when he wanted it, and not when the universe said that you could have it. So he had to learn something from that process, and then he achieved his goal. So, it's one of them, really. And it's one of them ones where I sit here and look at my life sometimes and go, I wanted that now. And I wasn't going to get it now. And then I look back and go, now I know why I've got it. Because there were certain things that on the journey that I realised I had to learn from it. And that may be learning lessons for you as much as him. Do you understand what I mean? There's a lot of learning lessons going on here through the process of any situation, let alone it being your situation with this situation. Everybody out there is learning a lesson through every day. of every little thing. Could be the slightest little thing in a daytime they'll be learning about it, and it will be that the universe is doing it for a reason. It's clever. It's clever. It means that your outcome's still going to be positive in the end. It just means that it wasn't going to happen at this moment. But like I said to you, this August, and the prediction was August, it will come and you'll understand the outcome of being positive. Now, that was only the start of the journey. So now he's gone to court. He has to follow the guidelines of the court to produce what he's promising towards them children. And if he breaks that promise to the energy of what the court, he will fail. And if he fails, now the courts know and the judge has heard the situation or whatever, then there is no comeback. Do you understand what I mean? So don't look at it as a fail. Look at it as you've taken it through court. The courts now understand what the situation is for Harper and everything. They will understand everything. He now has a duty to uphold the energy of his promise. Okay? That's what he's got to do. And unfortunately, if he breaks that promise to the courts and what they've heard, then they have let you and the system down. And the fact of the matter is, if they let you and the system down, not through their own fault, because they are only understanding that he's a responsible adult and a responsible father, because he's put that over to them, that he has the duty as a father to do it, which is fair enough. No disrespect to you guys, but, anybody could go into a court and turn around and say to somebody, well, that person's a so-and-so, whatever, blah, 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 blah. But they're only taking it from your wording. And the fact of the matter is, he could be the most perfect dad in the world. We're not saying he is, but you understand what I'm saying. So it's one of them ones where only he can fail the promise that he's given under the oath of law. And like I said to you, I truly believe what Michael says to me, that he will let himself down as much as he'll let them children down somewhere. But that is something that you'll have to wait on, unfortunately. As much as it's a right pain in the rear end, that it's caused this heartache and pain because it's not what you wanted right now, you've got to turn around and say to yourself, okay, we're accepting this situation as it is. Let's hope that this works out, that everybody's happy. Right? That, I know it's hard to say that, because when you're angry about something or you're upset about the situation, you've just got to go with it and say, I just want it all to be good for everybody, especially for Harper and the kids. Do you understand what I mean? That's all you need to do, because you're putting that out to the universe, and the only person that can fail on this could be him, because he'll gloat about him getting that energy, because like I said to him, this is just brownie points, nothing to do with the children whatsoever. And if he gloats, that's gluttony. It's another one of the 7 deadly sins. If he does that, then he's going to get his comeback through karma in that way as well. So look, like I said to you, my advice to you guys is to accept what's happened right now. Okay? As hard as it is, and my heart bleeds for you right now, because I know how hard this is for both of you and for the kids, I just know that there will be a positive turnaround in this situation. And I've just literally pulled this card out of the pack. Look at it. Can you read it? Do you know what card that is?
Justice.
There you go. Justice will prevail. And, you can move forward, and the page is about fresh starts. You can move forward in a more positive light. So there you go. So I hope that has given you a little bit of guidance. As much as I know that it's still painful for you right now, and it feels like a lot of hard work and energy to stop this situation from happening. Actually, it's probably only just beginning the situation, and you'll see the outcome at a later date.
Mm.
All right? So just see this is not a defeat. See this is actually, now you've got to prove yourself, son. Do you understand what I mean?
Mm.
And you know he won't. You know he'll fail.
Mm-hmm.
But let him shoot himself in the foot then. You've got nothing to worry about. If anything, he's going to make yourself look more of a tit.
Or shoot himself between the eyes or something.
Well, yeah, whatever is going to happen in this situation, unfortunately, is going to be one that only the universe is going to allow to happen. So it works for everybody in certain sense. Because really, does he want the children? No, I don't believe that.
It's only
really-
it's only Harper, but it affects the other ones.
Well, yeah, but I don't believe that he really wants anything to do with the situation, to be quite honest with you. But I don't know the situation. Only you can turn around and go, well, actually, Grant, yes, that's about right. If that's the case, you understand the effort that he's already makes, and he doesn't really make a lot of effort. He just says a lot of hot air.
It's all about control. That's all it
Of course, it is. And it's not about the children. It's about Kelly.
100%.
That's what it's about. But you know that as well as me.
Yeah.
And that's what I said to you. He will fail somewhere. And I'm sure that you guys will make a lot of logs about different things and uphold the energy of your side of the parenting to put that back if you need to show that later on in another court situation.
Mm-hmm.
Because you ain't giving up yet on that. You're just waiting for him to trip up.
Never go up.
And you know he will do.
I'm just sending links. Justine will come.
Right, so changing the subject slightly. I was watching the Elvis movie last night,
Oh yeah.
which I think is absolutely brilliant. I've watched it a few times, but I've just come across it last night. And you were mentioning, I think it was last week or the week before, that
Maria.
I used to do a bit of singing, didn't I?
Huh? You did?
I did. I used to be a little bit of a singer, so I used to do a bit of Elvis.
A crooner?
Yeah, I was a crooner. I'd sing a bit of Elvis. I sing a little bit of David Gray as well.
Mm-hmm.
I like David Gray because I sound like him. So I was a bit like the impersonator singer. So they called me the singing psychic.
Crack a song for us, Grant.
Okay, so you want a bit of Elvis? Yeah? Okay. I don't know whether to do it with the teeth in or out, because sometimes I sing better without it. Let me do something now.
So she says.
So, a bit of Elvis. Well, I just can't help believing as she slips her hand in my hand, and it feels so warm and helpless as I wrap my fingers round it like a glove. I just can't help believing, and I can't go up too loud because the kids are asleep. But there you go.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Never goes.
There you go. There you go. So, who we got in the thing anyway? Love that film.
I'm just waiting. Maria, that was in last week.
So we had a load of people. Your computer went numb, and they've all buggered off.
No, we've got 10 in at the moment, but they'll come back in. If everyone keeps sharing, guys, sing off Wilson and Brits and Grant. One of my favourite Elvis tracks.
What's that? Suspicious Minds.
Man of many talents, says James. There's Maria. So we've got Maria that was on last week.
Yes.
So
I remember Maria.
I'm going to pop her up while we're waiting for Justine to jump in. So Maria, I'll get you on now. There you go.
Well, I'm just apologize.
Evening.
Evening. I bear with me. I'm just
First
turning the
thing,
family.
first thing I have to say to you
Oh, I didn't hear
is,
that.
first thing I have to say to you
Yep.
is, I spoke to a friend
Uh-huh.
and she said, thank you very much. You
No
asked
problem.
if I knew someone called Sue,
Yep.
and her sort of cousin came through, and it made her day.
Oh, bless her heart. So she
Because
understood the message.
all she wanted to know was, like, that he was okay, and you confirmed it.
Oh, bless. Well, that's great, darling. I'm glad that that message got through. Thank you for conveying it to her. Isn't it wonderful? That's what I love about this job.
I know, she was near to tears, bless her. But she was
Oh,
happy
bless her.
tears.
That's what it's all about. So at least she understood who it was and the message got across. And
Well,
that's what
I asked her if she knew him. She told me who he was, and she was over the moon.
Oh, bless. That's brilliant. That's brilliant. So, I know I probably read for you last week, and I can't always remember the readings. I do,
I'm glad you can't.
So I do apologise. But your dad's in the spirit world, isn't he?
Yeah.
I've got your dad back here again, so you've got your dad here. And your father, was he quite a shortish looking guy?
Yeah.
Did he used to brill cream his hair back?
Yeah.
I mean, he ain't very tall, but Michael was describing him here. He's saying, "I've got a dad here. He's over
Yeah.
here. He's got his hair brill cream back,
He loved
and,
the brill cream.
and he's only a little short guy, bless him. But
Yeah.
he wasn't very big in stature either. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, he wasn't.
A tiny fella, bless him, but you wouldn't piss him off on being told.
Nah, you wouldn't.
So he's like a little Jack Russell, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Quiet as a mouse, and then he'd let go, if that makes
Oh,
sense.
yeah, he had a bite behind him.
Yeah. He's done this before. Oh, I remember now. So why would he's done this before? Why would he show me Reg Varney off of On the Buses?
I don't know. You asked me that before, and I don't know all the people my dad knew.
The only way I can put it over is that he's showing me Reg Varney, but I think somebody was linked to working on London Transport. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Right. So was that your uncle or something?
He was one of my uncles, yeah.
Thank you. Because I know that when he's talking to me, he's showing me Reg Varney on the buses, and then he's showing me the buses.
Yeah.
And I believe that it wasn't your uncle that drove the buses completely, but you know, back in the day, they used to have the clippy.
Yeah.
I believe your uncle used to be the clippy as well as a driver. Does that make sense?
Right. Would you class a coach and a bus as similar?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it was a coach.
Right.
And
So
yeah, he did. He was the main person on it.
that would make sense. So he probably took the money as well. You understand what
Yeah.
I mean? So I get that because he's a driver and a clipping. So he probably took the money as people got on the coach or whatever. But there's something here about like I don't know if this is your uncle or he's telling me about somebody else. There's something to do with the name Frank as well. So who was Frank?
We know of Frank, but I don't know if he knew him, but my dad did.
Okay, because I've got Dad here, so Dad must be talking about your uncle, then talking about Frank. So he was a friend of your old man's, was he?
No, he was a friend of my nan's, but my dad was always there as well.
Okay, that makes sense. He just said something about a friend of family, not uncle or aunt.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I mean? Give me a friend. And he talks about. Oh, he's giving me a lot of names here, babe. So I do apologise. It's like he's going through the alphabet of names. I don't like when they're doing that because it just looks like I'm guessing. But there's also a Len as well. Lenny.
Yeah, there is a Len.
Okay, so he says Len's over here as well. Lovely fella, Len was
Most
as well.
of them are.
Yeah, he said Len was a lovely fella as well.
He was my Uncle Len, yeah.
He says he's a nice bloke. Was that your mum's brother?
My granddad, my nan's family. My mum's
So-
mum's.
That's what I'm saying. It was on the opposite side of the family. It wasn't your dad's
Yeah.
brother, was it? Because
No.
he's telling me about as in like that side of the family,
Yeah, no,
mum's side
yeah.
of the family.
Mum's side.
But he knew him very well, and he says he's a beautiful bloke, lovely guy, help anybody. And he got this like very family orientated way, as your Uncle Len. And I know that with that he sends his regards. Now I don't know if it was your Uncle Len that smoked quite a bit, but I'm seeing a pipe and all.
That was my granddad.
Right, so I'm seeing a pipe here, and I know here, like, you know, when you get that really sweet smelling tobacco.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was like Clan or something like that, but it smells. It must be Clan because he's showing me a packet of Clan,
Yeah, I think it was.
which was the old pipe tobacco, wasn't it? And
Yeah, he used to stick it in the pipe with his finger and then
That's
light
it.
it up.
and tap it out afterwards, you know.
Yeah.
I'm
He had
seeing
an
doing
ashtray for that.
And that's a bit weird, but I'll go with it. Did your grandfather have issues with like I don't know if there's like a cancer of the prostate or something going down low, or that was your dad? Because he's given one of them over here has given me a feeling like there was a problem with. I will say to you,
My
give me-
dad.
right,
He had an aneurysm in his stomach.
right, that would make sense. Do you understand where it gave him pain down to his testicles?
Yeah.
Right, because I'm feeling the pain, not physically, but I'm feeling that build up of pain
Yeah.
in my. I know it sounds weird, but in my right testicle. So he must have been over on his right side. Does that make sense to you?
Oh no, my granddad had a hernia right next
That-
to his testicle.
That was it then, because I'm getting it over on the right hand
He had
side.
a very big hernia. Yeah, very big one.
So this is your granddad giving me, it's the one that smoked the pipe, yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. And who's John to your granddad?
Most probably one of his friends or
Okay.
cousins. I don't know all of them. There's too many.
And I'll go with that. Okay, say that again. Yeah. Oh, right. Okay. So, was it your mum's side, your grandfather, that come from Wood Green,
Yeah.
Tottenham way?
Oh no, that was my dad's lot.
Okay, like Wood Green. I'm getting Wood Green, Tottenham way. So I'm getting that. So I've got quite a couple of family links up here. Now, I'm going to ask you this. Don't worry about the appointment in September.
Right.
So you got an appointment in September.
More October time, but
There's something coming up in September that you will understand, but it may be that it's like a last minute thing.
right, okay.
So either that you're going to be, I know it's a doctor's, I don't think it's a hospital appointment. Maybe it's a doctor's appointment. But don't worry about the hospital or doctor's appointment, is what I'm being told, in September. That may be that something is either put back or delayed. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, or put forward maybe.
Or could be put forward. One or the other, it'll be
Yeah.
something that makes you feel worried. Does that make sense
Yeah.
to you?
Yeah.
So whatever it is, I'm being told, don't worry about it. You got plenty of time to decide.
Right, okay.
All right? Yeah. All right. I ain't got a clue. I've seen them a few times before. Right. Okay, I'll try and describe it. You'll probably understand what I mean by that. Right. Have you got somewhere one of them like heavy horses that's made out of china on an ornament somewhere?
A horse's head, yeah.
Right. Is it like the old heavy horse look? Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, it's like it looks silver, but it's made out of like concrete.
Right. Was that handed down to you?
That was my husband's dad.
Right. It's just that I've got somebody over here stepping in, showing me that.
Justin, you're in. Just stay there.
And I know that when I get that feeling within it, there was a. Okay, let me try and put that forward. So, your father-in-law with his son, did they have a tricky relationship on the Earth plane?
Only since he lived My husband came to England to live. Yeah.
Okay, so there was something about like his father not being happy about that situation. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, they wasn't.
I know that his dad's fine with it now. He's in the spirit where he sends love over to your husband, but I just know that I've got a fatherly figure here that showed me the horse's head or the horse. Do you understand
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
On the mantelpiece or up on the side. Does that make
Yeah,
sense?
it's
to
up
you?
on my sideboard.
That would, as long as you understand it. And if you look there somewhere, there is something, and I don't know what that is that's with it. I'm just seeing it. It looks pink. Is there something there with like flowers in it, or pink around the edge or something?
No, that's the thing with my mum's ashes in.
Right? Is that got like pink roses or something on it?
It's got flowers on the top. Yeah.
Are they pink, darling?
Pink and a little bit of white, but more pink.
More pink. And that's all in the same on the same sideboard, is it?
Just a little bit over. Yeah.
As long as you understand it's in the same area. And would you understand? I don't know if I'm still with the father-in-law here. Would you understand somebody that likes fishing or fish? They like the fish.
That's another uncle who's over the other side.
Now, when I say fish, I'm talking about ruddy, great big bloody carp, koi carp.
Yeah, used to go out on trailers as well at sea.
Got ya. So I'm seeing fish and carps. Yeah. Now, was there anybody out in Egypt at all?
Not as far as I know.
So, is anybody going to Egypt? Because you're showing me the pyramids.
I don't know. Could be one of my kids, but I don't know.
I don't know. You have to hold that because I'm still getting it linked from the past. So I don't know if his father went out there or something.
My dad went to a lot of countries.
Oh, it could be that. And I'm not saying it is. I don't know. I'm just seeing the pyramids, which made me feel a bit weird. Okay, right. Yeah.
They're going to fix his leg.
And there's somebody who's in the police force as well.
Yeah, there was a few in the police force. My dad was.
Is that Jack?
Oh no, my dad knew a Jack though. He was in the police force with him.
Was that like ununiformed?
Yeah,
Or specials?
Specials, yeah.
Specials. That's what I'm being told. Specials.
Dad, you're telling too much information.
And they dealt with the Cray twins.
Yes. My dad was friends with them.
And very good friends with Charlie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah. All right. Okay. It's actually very connected to the grass of the situation with Jack the Hat.
Who's that?
It's the one they stabbed to bits, wasn't it?
Oh right. Oh, you didn't tell me about him.
Well, I knew Jack the Hat as well. Uh-huh. And the Cornells as well. Yeah. Uh-huh. Who's Vincent? The Vincents. So something about Vincents as well.
I knew a lot of crooked people.
Yeah, something about the Vincents or something. That's what I heard as well. Okay. I don't know who they are. Never heard of these surnames, but I've heard of the Crays, obviously.
Yeah.
But your dad knew quite a bit. Without a doubt.
Yeah, something you said to me on the last one, you asked if I had ever had a stroke or a bleed on the brain.
Yep.
That was him. My dad had that.
There you go.
He had it before a few years before he passed.
So your dad's quite a big character, isn't
Yeah, he loves people.
he? Yeah, he's quite a big character, bless him.
Jack the lad.
Yeah. Right, can you... I'm going to ask you this question, really weird. Can you understand somebody that had an Austin Allegro?
Yeah, I know about 3 people who did.
Was that in the family?
Back in the day, yeah.
They used to call them an all aggro, didn't they? Remember?
Yeah.
That was their nickname. But I'm seeing an Austin Allegro. but it looked to me quite a dark maroony colour. Does that make sense?
Yeah, burgundy. One of
That's
them was.
it. Yeah, bit like a deep burgundy, like deep cherry, if that makes sense. Red. Yeah. It's just showing me different people and different things. Yeah. And somebody emigrated out to Canada.
Yeah.
He's showing me the Canadian flag here. He's talking about cousin or your second cousin or something about cousin in Canada.
We've got cousins, and my husband's uncle's family moved out to Canada.
And that was around Ontario, yeah?
Where?
Ontario, near Toronto,
I think so. Yeah.
which is on the east side, near Niagara Falls, that way.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I'm being shown Ontario, you're taking me there. But there's two different areas so there must be two different areas of family living over there. Because I'm literally further over on the other side of Canada. He's showing me British Columbia.
Yeah, that was my husband's uncle's brother.
Okay, can you show me British Columbia as well? So I'm seeing both sides of Canada, which is like the far west side of Canada.
I don't know why they all moved there, but yeah, that's where they all seem to move.
I don't know. I suppose there's just a better people, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not saying that us English aren't better people, but I don't know. I've been to Canada myself when I was younger, but it was quite nice. The people are friendly. Yeah.
Oh no, these are Greek people who have moved to Canada.
Ah. Okay, yeah. And Jenny, who's Jenny or Jen?
Jenny was one of my friends.
Is she spirit side?
I don't think so, but I haven't seen her for about 10 years.
I felt like I wanted to bring Jennifer in from the spirit side here.
Yeah.
But I know that when I get that feeling that your dad is showing me people off characters off of On the Buses. I'm now seeing Olive out of On the Buses.
Oh, good. But we do know someone who was, her name's Sue. She was a bus conductor.
And did she look like Olive out of On
Yeah,
the Buses?
very skinny, yeah.
With the glasses and the funny...
Yeah, all of
ginger
that.
hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Just out of interest, I obviously understand about the operation that you may have to have and the one you're not inclined to feel that you want to have.
Yeah.
But can I ask you something? Is it affecting the energy of control of your hand as well?
No.
So is that something separate, or are you feeling any arthritic pain in the right hand?
In the right hand, I do, yeah.
Does that generate down to the thumb?
It goes to the thumb, and also sometimes I get it in other places, but it's old age.
Yeah, I'm getting it down thumb. Now, I think that's hereditary on your father's side, something, because I think
Yeah.
your grandmother had that, is what
Yeah,
I'm
she
being
did.
told. So, joints, all the joints as well, the fingers, like, they're just getting stuck, if that makes sense, and not
Mine
being
are
able
quite
to
normal at
focus.
the moment. They've not started
Yeah.
bending on.
Was there somebody on your dad's side called Lynn?
That
Or was
was
that-
on my mum's side.
Okay, Lynn. Was that Aunt Lynn? Or great Aunt Lynn?
Just a friend. But
Okay.
she called my mum.
Oh, okay. So you'd see her like an auntie,
Yeah.
in a certain sense. So your mum probably would have said, "Oh, there's Auntie Lynn there." Even though
Yeah.
she's not connected as that. So I got Lynn there, and I believe that that name got brought up because it's somebody else in the spirit world that would have suffered with the same situation of arthritic pain. Does that make sense?
Her mum did.
That makes sense. And was that Mary or Margaret?
Mary.
Oh,
Mary, I think.
Okay, I'm getting the MAR. So that's the first one I got, Mary, then Margaret. So I just know that there may have been two, but I know I've definitely got the Mary there. So let me go with this a minute. Okay. I'm going to say this. obviously you've got two options, but there's another option here where your possible surgery could lead. So have they given you like a third option?
No, but I'm seeing another my normal consultant in a few months, and I'm going to ask for another option.
Okay, I believe there will be another option you can take.
She
Fine.
gave me another option,
Mm.
which I preferred the sound of, but then when the surgeon saw me, he said he wants to do a craniotomy.
Right, so I believe that. Hold up a minute. So, with the situation of the tumour,
Yeah.
was there also? I mean, obviously you got a swelling there. Was there also something about a drain being put in?
No. It's
So
on the back. It's on the back of my eye.
Okay, so there's something about obviously releasing pressure. That doesn't cure the situation, but it may help the situation. So what is it that they said about putting a drain around the tumour to relieve some pressure?
If they said that, I'd say yes.
Well, I believe there's a third option here. So it could well be that they may take some excess around the tumour away of either something that's built up within a protectional layer. And I think that the way my guide just explained it is that it's a bit like having any foreign body of anything like a tumour building up. That there's a certain amount of swelling that comes in or water around or fluid around that tumour.
I've already got that, yeah.
So I believe that there's an option here to relieve some of the fluid around the tumour. You won't eliminate the tumour, obviously, but there's a belief, from what I'm being told, is that they may be able to release the pressure that can stop the blindness.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for.
And with that, Maria, I want to say to you that may be an option that can be done, but you may have to have a certain amount of procedures to stop that from, because it will come back again.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
Where they can come in and just...
Not interrupting, just a quick one. We've got another two down there as well.
Okay, no worries. But I'm just going to say that I believe that you'll take the third option. And that option probably hasn't come forward to you fully yet. Does that make sense?
Maybe that's the September one you told me about.
It could well be. I don't know for certain because I don't know if that was, because that was just something to saying to me about, don't worry about the September thing. But I just feel that whatever it is, that you have an option and a third option. And it'll be one where you can go, right, well, at least it will relieve the energy of blindness.
Yeah.
I think there's, without being rude, and I'm going to be straightforward with this, I believe there will always be a partial blindness that's going to come into this situation.
Yeah, even if I have the operation, I could go blind.
I absolutely 100% from what I'm being told that you will probably be partially blind.
I am already.
Which means that you'll have what looks like a ball or a blur that looks like it's coming across the eye. Do you understand what I mean?
I've already got that.
So it's like a bit of a blind spot. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a bit blurry.
That's it. But it comes over. It's sort of up at high, but it comes over from the left-hand side.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that's the way I'm seeing it. Is it in your left eye?
My right eye.
Okay, but they're showing it on my left, but they're showing it up high from the left-hand
up high.
side.
Yeah, it's up near my eyebrow.
That's it, and it comes down, and you can see it over on that left-hand side on the right eye. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, and that's how I'm seeing it. But I get it because it's like a bit of a blur. But is it like a white blur?
Yeah, I thought it was a cataract, but they said I've got a very tiny cataract. It's to do with a tumour. That
would make sense. But you're always going to have that, unfortunately. But what I'm getting is it reduced the energy of the chance of full blindness. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
it does.
So it's going to relieve the pressure, is what I'm being told, where the tumour is. So the tumour, unfortunately, is there, and I believe that you, and I'm going by what you said. So this isn't psychic from me. I believe you said last time when I spoke to you, you said you didn't want to have it taken away. Does that make sense?
Not if I had the craniotomy, no.
Okay, so I believe that you're not going to go with this, and I believe that you'll go with the third option.
Right.
All right?
Yeah, because all they want to do is relieve the pressure on my optical nerve.
And that's exactly what they'll do with relieving the pressure. But there'll
Good.
be that third option of fluid and not so much taking part of the tumour or the tumour away. Does that make sense?
Yeah, 'cause I'm a bit too old for them sort of operations.
Well, I believe that everything will be all right because the justice card came out. So justice would prevail whatever you had done. But they also understand this is about your decision. But
Yeah.
what will happen is that it will still work out for you to prolong the energy of your sight, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
All
I
right.
do. Thank you.
Not only your sight, your life as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
It's been a pleasure as always. And I'll leave your dad's love with you and all the other people over here in the spirit world love with
All
you.
right. Thank
But
you
Dad
very
was doing
much.
the main talking today.
Today,
Take
yeah.
care, darling.
Bye.
Take care. Bye. Right, mate. There you go.
I'm just waiting for Justine to come back in. She was there, but she'll be back any second.
Okie dokie. Karaoke.
Oh, she's trying to come back in. So she should be here in a second.
Is she coming in live?
Yeah.
Is she coming in with a video on? I like to see her face. I mean,
I don't think so.
did you get any more feedback from Coops?
Not really. He's in and out of the comments. Oh, there's Justine there. Right, hang on.
Okie dokie. So I'm going to roll a cigarette.
Justine, just unmute your mic.
Can't get my phone to stand up. Phone's wants to lay down.
Click the little thing at the top, Justine. Hello.
Hello.
Hi,
Yeah.
Justine. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, not bad. Have I read for you before, Justine?
No.
Oh,
Don't
good.
think so.
I like a fresh energy. I like. Sounds wrong to say this. I like a bit of fresh meat. What I mean by that is I like new. No, don't get me wrong. I like reading for people that I've read for before, but I like fresh energy because sometimes it's raw, and I like that. Okay, right. Okay, Justine. That's interesting. Can I ask you? You've got a mother in the spirit world.
Yeah.
Because I've got mum here. Michael just said to me there's a mother here for her. Okay. Wow. Okay. I'm just trying to piece together what I'm being given by her here, my friend. Okay, bear with me. Okay. Now, your mum battled for a little while with the situation of her health, didn't she?
A long while.
Yeah, I'm getting that. Now, did that make her also to the point where it made her a bit immobile?
Yeah, in the end.
Because I'm seeing her sit in chair. Now, no disrespect to her, darling, but do you understand that she was quite a weighty lady?
About 5 years before she died.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, she lost a lot of weight towards the end. I get that, but she was quite quite broad and quite a weighty lady. I'm being told.
Yeah.
Okay, but as in big in size, big in heart. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Your mum, did she at one point? I'm seeing her. She had glasses, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Did she used to have her hair quite short at one point and sort of like wore it short and had a bit of a curl in it?
When it was growing back at one point.
Okay. Yeah. Now, I don't know what was going on here, but she also talked about problems through the dealings with her condition. There was a cancer there, yeah?
Yeah.
Did that affect her spine at all?
No.
So did she also have problems with her spine outside of the cancer? Or did she
Yeah.
have problems with her back?
Yeah.
Because I'm looking at the top half of her back, not the bottom, lower lumbar. I'm looking at her shoulders and a bit of a stoop in her back. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
And she's lifting her arms up in the air over here, apparently, Michael's saying. She's saying, oh, it's all better now. But again, I'm going down low with the condition of the cancer. So what was going on with her stomach?
She had 5 different cancers from the age of 21 to the point she died.
Did that start off with ovarian cancer?
No, skin cancer.
Okay, so she keeps going down low. So what was going on down low around the stomach or very down in that area? So I'm looking around.
Bowel cancer.
That would make sense. I'm looking down low. She's making me go down low. And I know that when she makes me go down low, she says to me here, that was just the start of it, if that makes sense. So there was a lot going on. Did that also go up to the liver?
Yeah, it went everywhere.
Okay, so I know that she had tumours in the liver as well, bless her heart.
Yeah.
But I know that they're all free. She's free of all that now. She says, I'm fine. There's also a May Link anniversary. Do you understand that? That may be a passing time as much as a birthday. Do you understand that? May?
No.
It might be March. I'm getting the MA month.
March. There's a few things in March, nothing in May.
And the 25th of a month. So what's the 25th?
No birthdays, no anniversaries or anything.
That's really weird. So 25. Why is she showing me 25? That could be significant to something else. It could be a door number or something. I don't know. What's 25? Do you understand the 25?
No.
Hold that. I want you to have a think about that. Okay. She's showing me that quite clearly. Now, did she not always see eye to eye with your father?
No.
Now, do you understand that your father was the last to go? Does that make sense to you?
What do you mean?
Or, like, is he passed?
Yeah.
Did he pass after her?
Yeah.
Right, because she said she's met up with your dad and they're in a better place in the spirit world than they were on the earth plane. He was a cantankerous son of a bitch, which means that he was stubborn. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And that he wasn't always a good father. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
But I know that they're back on good terms in the spirit world. Okay? And that's the way she puts it over to me. Now, I'm going to ask you, is there a Bob or a Robert in the family? She talks about Rob or Bob. That may not be family. It could be a friend, but there's one on the other side. That's
She had
connected to
a
you.
friend called Bob years ago.
Okay, his spirit side, yeah?
Yeah.
He had a major heart attack.
Yeah.
Okay.
Through overdose.
That would make sense. His heart gave up, is what I'm being told, and he's on the other side. And I know that she wants to send love from Bob to his family. So, do you still connect with any of his families at all?
Yes, I do.
There you go.
He
Is that his
died on
daughter?
Christmas Day.
The 25th.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah.
There you go.
There
The
it is.
25th. There's the 25. So, would
Yeah.
you understand he's got a daughter still alive?
Yeah.
Is that the one you connect with still?
She came to me on Christmas Day.
There you go. When you see her again, just send love over to Bob's daughter.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a 25th connection. So
I couldn't think of it. There's loads every other date, but 25th didn't.
there you go. Isn't that unbelievable? So that's why she showed me the 25th, because she was connecting it with Bob.
Yeah.
It all fell into place then. See, okay, right. So she's trying to let me know that Bob's here, sends his love over to the daughter. Now, is he got 2 daughters?
He did. Yeah, he does. But I don't know his younger daughter.
Yeah, I just know that he talks about having 2 daughters and
Mm.
your mum's sending that message over. So that's just her way of saying Bob's here. He sends love over. Now, there's probably a reason for it. Maybe she's going through a bit of a hard time or something. But you'll only know that when you speak to her next or see her next. But
Mm.
you're not going to know that now, obviously. But I just know that he's around her at the moment, is what I'm being told. And it's not actually for a bad reason, actually. I've just been told this. It's actually for a celebration. So there's a news of a birth being brought forward to that side of the family somewhere. And he's acknowledging that he's around that celebrate, we feel, of the birth or the knowledge of a child coming in. And she will know what that means when you get to pass that message on, if that makes sense. Okay. Yeah. Like, was one of his daughters called Vicky or something?
I don't know what the younger one was called.
It sounded like he said Vicky. I'll go with it unless it was Nikki. I don't know, but I'm sure it was Vicky. He said, because your mum passing that message through, so your mum said it for him, if that makes sense. So I know that he's giving that energy. Okay, right. I'm going to come back to you at the moment because I feel like I will. Like, why would your mother be showing me a load of plastic bags? Like, have you been sorting some stuff out recently? Like
Yeah,
going,
been sorting her stuff out.
is it in like plastic bags?
No, she's a bit of a hoarder.
Right, you know, like you put loads of paperwork into like, you know, carrier bags. Does that make sense? Have you gone through any carrier bags to look for stuff like paperwork? And that?
Yeah, oh god, yeah, she's stored all her like important paperwork in carrier bags
That's what
when
I'm
she
seeing.
was not with it.
That's what I'm seeing. It's like you've been going through it, and there's some documentation there that you've been looking at that's quite important. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Is that to do with? Is that to do with certificates or something to do with birth certificate?
Yeah, she was adopted.
There you go. And have you been trying to look for something within her family? Do you understand that?
Yeah, my sister has been trying to get away from something quite serious for quite a long time.
Well, apparently, you haven't found that yet, have you?
No, not yet.
She said to me, "You're looking in the wrong place." That's what she said to me. I said,
Where
"Well,
the fuck
where
is
is
it
it?"
then?
She said to me, Do you remember the old? Do you ever remember the old banana boxes? And it used to be like a cardboard box with handles, and it said it's got the name Jaffa on the side of it.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen a box that looks like that somewhere?
There was loads of them when we first moved her stuff.
Right.
So there's a possibility there was some still buried somewhere in the box.
Have you looked in the loft?
Yes. Yeah, we're currently going through it at the moment.
Right, it's in the loft, but it's right over the back of the loft, right? And you know where like the hot water tank is, or a tank up in the roof?
Yeah.
It's behind that, and it's resting like I'm seeing it at an angle, like it's up on a beam or something, but it's resting. Does that make sense?
It's quite organised up there, so like most things are.
Right, so you'll probably find that it is there, but it's sitting slightly at an angle, around about sort of 70 degrees, sitting at an angle where I can see it's full up. But if you look around that, there will be a box there full of photo albums, because I'm seeing these photo albums. Do you understand that?
Yeah, probably. She was obsessed with bloody cameras.
And I'm seeing like photo albums and all them ones that used to rip the thing open to put the stick to put the photographs in. I'm seeing them like at binders, the photo albums. But she says it's near there or around with them, if that makes sense. Okay. Yeah. I haven't got a clue, but I'll say it. Can I ask you if there's a Jerry in the family?
Jerry, no.
Well, if it's not Jerry, it's Tom, because she showed me Tom and Jerry. So normally when they show me the characters, there's a name related to something to do with Tom or Jerry. Does that make sense?
No.
Then if not, there's something up there. Could be a comic, could be something, I don't know what it is, with Tom and Jerry in it. So you'll have to look for
Possibly.
that. But I'm being pulled forward, Jerry the mouse. So I believe that either there's something that's connected to Jerry the mouse up there. It could be a toy, it could be something, but you'll understand it when you look for it, okay? Just remember I said that, okay? Because that's where it's near there, or it's around where the Jaffa box is and the Jerry, apparently. So take all that in, all right? And who's Sharon?
Sharon,
Yeah.
my mum's friend.
Is she still alive, yeah?
No.
Okay, but then she sends love from Sharon. I thought she said she's sending love to Sharon, but she's sending love from Sharon and letting you know. Oh, right, okay. She says, I'm letting you know that I'm with Sharon, okay? And I mean, she was a good friend, Sharon. Knew her for years.
Yeah.
Okay, she's with Sharon. Sharon's passing was a bit of a shock as well.
Yeah, it was a bit.
So it was a shock to your mum. She said, "Oh God, it was such a shock. We didn't think anything was wrong with Sharon." So it's a bit of a surprise. But she says she's met up with her, and they're over there, and they're doing all sorts. Bless them. Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Right. Okay. So can I ask you?
Heroin.
Can I ask you? Did anybody have like a link to like an electric wheelchair? Why do I want to feel like I want to put that on this side of life and feel like I want to put that around you somewhere, but not directly you? Does that make sense?
I don't know.
Right. What I mean by that is that I don't know if it's chair or mobility scooter, but
Sweet.
you understand?
Sweet.
Him showing off in the corner.
Oh, it might be him. Are you having? Okay, let me just ask this question to Wilson. Okay, Owen, would you understand you're having a problem with the control bit on the arm of the chair?
Mm-hmm.
Like either it's not calibrated properly or it's just too sensitive. Does that make sense?
Keep banging into the fucking walls.
Then it must be somebody over the back here laughing at you because they're having a right giggle about this thing. But I'll probably, yeah, it's your mother. So your mother's trying to step in over the top. She's having a right giggle with that. She says to me, Christ's sake, you ain't got to touch you slightly and bang, you're away. Do you know what I mean? Right, 1 minute. So I just want to pull your mum back here. Okay. Yeah. When you was a child, Justine, do you have memories of a rocking horse? Or did your mother have memories of a rocking horse?
Yeah, I've got memories of Rocking Horse, and I can remember my mum saying something about Rocking Horse.
Now, it's one of them ones that, you know, the rocking horses that used to have like the metal bit at the bottom and it used to swing. It's not actually on the carriage that swings. It was more like that. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Like a spring on it, if that makes sense, on each foot. And it would go backwards and forwards on a spring motion. Does that make sense to you? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, she's showing me that as a memory and taking you back to when you was a child. And that was like, I've got the words family heirloom. So was that handed down?
No.
Okay, did somebody else have it after then? Was it carried on in the family?
In South Africa somewhere.
Oh, okay.
In the
So
family
that's
home.
I was going to say that's with family somewhere. Do you understand what I mean? Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'll say that. That sounds like a surname. Would you understand a surname that sounds like Pickford? Sounds like Pickford. Was that a name of a place?
The only person I know who had that name is a friend of mine, but she's never gone by it ever.
Is that person still alive?
Yes.
Okay. Is her father passed?
No.
I've got a mad energy over it. It could be her granddad. I'm getting the name Pickford.
Possibly.
It's really weird because the way they showed me that was like there used to be a removal firm called Pickford's, and they're showing me the side of a lorry that's like a removal firm. Was there any connection with that name? Do you know if they had like a connection to removals, like house clip removals?
Oh God, I don't know.
You'll have to find that out. And I still believe that I'm with your mummy, so I know swapping and changing about. But have you had connections down to Somerset?
Yeah.
And that's on your father's side, yeah?
Mm,
Or
both.
your mother's father's side, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I'm getting to the male side of the family.
Yeah.
And is there an Ian on that side of the family?
Not that I know of. No.
Okay, something to do with an Ian as well. So hold that information because sometimes I don't expect you to know every part of the history going back. But I think her main message for you today is one, that she's fine, she's all right. And two, that you've been looking for this documentation, this birth certificate, that could cause, and I'm only saying this because this is her words, some upset when things are delved into. Does that make sense to you?
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a bomb for my sister because I know everything, she doesn't, and I've only just got back in contact with her.
And I'm being told that it's going to open up a can of worms.
Oh, it is. Oh, it really is. I've got to be that one to drop that bomb as well. So yeah.
Well, yeah, you're holding the secret, and it's going to all come.
Oh,
It's going to have to
yes.
come out.
I will let you know, Kel, because I know you're in on here somewhere. I will
Is
tell
she-
you the info on that, and you can pass it along.
Sorry, is she the one that's adopted?
My mum was adopted.
Okay, that's what I'm getting. I'm being told she's the one that was adopted. That's what I heard.
Yeah, my brother and sister had to stay in South Africa.
Now, with your mother, was she from a family of 6?
Should have been 6, yeah.
Okay, they never discard the one that may have passed, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And that was around Johannesburg, yeah?
She was. Where was she? Yeah, Johannesburg, Cape Town.
Cape Town, Johannesburg.
Yeah.
And
I think then.
And with that energy, she didn't understand who her father was. Did you understand that?
Yeah. Because he wasn't actually her father. He was the grandfather.
But she found her father in the spirit world and had a better connection with him, she's telling me.
Yeah.
Now, this is interesting. Your mum, I presume she's talking about her surname, but she might be talking about her first name. Her name changed through life. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Was that her first name?
Was what her first name?
Did they change her first name?
Yes.
Because she says to me that she was called 2 different names.
Yeah. On the birth certificate and adoption certificate, there's 2 different names, and then she went by a different name because she was.
Can I ask you? I got 2 names, and they both begin with an A name. So who was Anne and where's the Alice?
There's no Alice. She was Sally Ann.
That would be it. So the Anne also was originally something to do with the name, or there was something changed with the Anne. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Oh, I'm just trying to think what her other name was. It was Sally Ann. And then
And is there a Chris or a Christine in the family?
There's a couple Christians, Christines.
So two people got adopted here, not just your mum. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So was that her sister as well?
Yeah. 18 months later.
She talks about her sister being adopted as well here
Yeah.
and getting separated and not knowing her.
Yeah, they found each other at about 6 weeks before she died.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. And another name that comes in, Wendy. Who was Wendy? Oh no, sorry. I know what it is because they showed me Wendy from Peter Pan. Wendy was Wendy Darling, a bit like the Lost Children, because Peter Pan was part of the Lost Children, wasn't he? So your auntie was the lost child.
Yeah.
And no one knew of her whereabouts for years. Nobody in the family.
No one even knew that she existed. No, like my mum didn't know that she had a sister until 6 weeks before she died, when
Now,
the private investigator passed her some details.
so with your sister, with her sister that she found, did she at some point have some links up north in the UK?
Yeah, Newcastle.
That's what I'm being told. It wasn't. I'm not getting Scotland. I'm getting north of the UK. That she had links to
Newcastle.
That makes sense to me. But your mum's fine. She wants to let you know that she loves you with all her heart. She wasn't always easy.
Nor was I.
No, you were very similar. And she says to me, you're both very alike. You clash a little bit. But that love was always there. Your mum always found it hard to show that love on a deep level, she tells me, because sometimes she didn't understand what love was because of where she's been in life. Do you understand what I mean?
No, I was a pain in the ass to love.
Well,
autistic nightmare.
Why would she show me you in a pair of bright yellow Wellington boots?
I was wondering where you were going there.
Oh God.
Do you remember the bright yellow Wellington boots?
My son had a pair of bright yellow Wellington boots.
Did you have like a little blue rim around the bottom or the top?
Yeah.
She showed me somebody standing in a pair of bright yellow Wellington boots and she's laughing her head off over it.
Literally just a pair of Wellington boots and a bucket my son wore on his head for about 3 months. He would not wear anything else other than a pair of wellies and a bucket.
I'm just seeing the Wellington boots and that's it. She's laughing over it like it was a funny thing. Yep. Does he? I don't know why I'm saying this. It may not be about him at all. She might have switched. But I get random things, and they're very general sometimes. But I'm going to say, did you used to like fish fingers as a kid?
No.
Was that your boy?
Yeah, he would eat them morning, noon, and night if he had the option.
Because she's showing me
Frozen.
Captain Birdseye's fish fingers.
Yeah, he would eat them frozen. If you weren't quick enough, he would literally swallow them like a seagull, frozen.
So she's laughing her head off about these bloody things. And she's showing me that. Bless her. Yeah. Oh, I'll say what I just heard. And I hope you understand what she just went to me, shame his dad's not around.
Waste of oxygen.
Well, that's exactly what I meant. She said, shame his dad's not around because he's
Yeah.
the one that's missing out on that, seeing that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because he's nothing like his father, I'm being told.
Oh, that no, he's absolutely nothing like his dad.
No. Which is a godsend. Which
Yeah,
is a
thank
godsend,
God.
apparently. Yeah. Have you got a brother?
Yes.
For some reason, your mum would say, I would send love to him, but you don't have much connection with him.
Yeah, that's about right. I don't have much connection with any of them, to be fair.
But she's sending love to him anyway. Is he your older brother?
I've got 2 older brothers and a younger brother.
And why would she also connect? Why would she also connect me to somebody called Keith in the family?
Don't know a Keith that I can think of.
It's either Keith or Kevin. I'm always getting wrong. There's a K name.
Not that I can think of.
So is there like a Keith, a Ken, or a Kevin in the family?
No.
Oh, well, she gave me that, but it sounded like I wouldn't go with the first name, Keith. I'm getting that again. So hold that name. If it's not nobody of your brothers or anything, she just shattered that name, unless it's for somebody else. That name might be coming for somebody else. Thank you. It's all right. Michael just said to me, that's not for you. Somebody else is trying to get a message through. All right. Sometimes I have to listen to Michael. He steps in and goes, no, that's not for her. That's somebody else. Okay. Yep. Okay, give me more of that. What is it? Is there something wrong with it? What, have you got a problem with the door cupboard in the kitchen? Is it falling off or something?
No. Oh,
Right,
God, didn't say that.
Let me get more information on this. Try and be sharp. Oh, okay. No, I'm looking for it. Have you got like an extractor fan or something on a hood somewhere in the kitchen?
Yeah.
Is it not working or is it started to play up?
It's played up for a while.
It's going to stop working. I'm being told. You're going to go, oh, fuck's sake. So apparently, I thought it because I'm looking. There's a cupboard either side of it. Is there? Or on one side?
Yeah, on one side. It's a boiler.
Thank you. Right. I'm seeing the extractor and it's going to play up, babe. Unfortunately, it's going to stop working.
Oh.
So you got to get the extractor fan sorted out.
I'll get onto the insurance for that one. They can come and sort that.
Have you got a dog?
Yep.
Your mum's laughing here. She said to me, well, considering how the dog blows off and lets off wind, that's enough to extract anything. Do you know what I mean? But does your dog pass? Does your dog pass wind a lot?
Yes, she's jet propelled. The big one's jet propelled.
I'm being told that that one can empty a room in 5 minutes when she lets go.
5 minutes, that'd be lucky.
Is she quite fluffy?
One of them is.
Like a bit. I don't know if that's Pomeranian or what. I can't see, but there's. Do you understand something that looks a bit Pomeranian or quite small but furry?
Yeah, I understand the Pomeranian reference. My friend had a Pomeranian.
Do what? Sorry.
My friend had a Pomeranian.
Little fluffy thing, sandy in colour.
Yeah.
Is that spirit side?
Yeah.
I've got one here. Come forward. But it's like really fluffy.
Yeah.
Little Pomeranian face, you know what I mean? Oh, we just send love and it's being looked after in the spirit world to let her know that her dog's come through.
Oh, God.
All right. And have you got like the stub nosed pug or something, or Shih Tzu?
I've got a Shih Tzu cross Chihuahua, and I did have a pug, and I know he recently passed.
Okay, well thank you. I've got the pug on the other side, so I've got the pug coming through as well.
Oh.
You can't see the one that I've got here. I've got a pug cross Shih Tzu over here, sitting on the laying on the bed at the moment, but she's
Oh
with
my
my missus
God.
and she's asleep. Yeah, so I've got a pug over here as well, because I'm being
Oh.
told. Now, did that have, for a pug, a bit like this one? Did it have quite long hair for a pug?
Not overly.
Okay, I'm being. Oh, okay, it's all right. I've got something. Oh no, Michael's telling me because Michael sees them, my guide. He says we've got the Pomeranian, we've got a pug, and there's one with long hair as well. So I've got one with longer hair, but it's not a small dog. So think back here through life. Do you understand that somebody had the shepherd, German shepherd, or
with the Pomeranian? With
there's
my
a
friend.
there's a German shepherd over here as well.
Oh.
All right, they're all coming together. Yeah. Give me that again. And is there a Fiona? Who's Fiona? Or the dog's called Fifi or something. I mean, who's Fiona?
Faith.
Oh, that might be it. Is that the name of the dog?
So she used to get called.
Faith or Foo?
Yeah, Faithy Foo. She used to get called.
That would make sense. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
I'm getting the
Yeah, we need to get Sally on this.
I'm getting the fee sounding name like Fiona or Faith. That would make sense to me. I'm getting it. Yes. Okay. All right. So your mum's coming back to you. I presume she's talking about you now. Have you had any problems with your knee recently?
Ongoing.
Is that on your left leg?
Yeah, more so on my left side.
Okay. Would you understand where that can be a situation of hereditary feel that a lot of people suffer with knees and things in the family?
Yeah.
Okay, you've got a weakness there somewhere in the knees. And the actual kneecap, does that make sense to you?
Not yet.
Like a bit of a toothache pain. It feels quite dull.
Yeah,
that's gonna worsen in time. Now, I don't know if this is something that you have knowledge of or whatever, but I feel like I want to, at some point, unfortunately, as you get older, put a knee replacement in.
Awesome. Add that to my stroke.
But did somebody else have that done in the family?
My mum was basically bionic.
Well, that's what I'm being given. It's almost like your mum is giving me the message, almost like she would understand what you're going to go through. So she must have had the false knees as well. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Okay. And a hip as well.
Yeah, probably. Standard.
So that was your mum, she's saying. So your mum had a false hip as well, yeah?
She had... She broke every single bone in her body apart from 2 fingers. She had a halo. She had 4 metal plates in her head. She had a spinal fusion.
No wonder
both her hips replaced, both her knees replaced, pins, rods, and everything everywhere.
No wonder I can see her with a stoop in her back because her back bows. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it did. When they cremated her, they don't usually tend to say much about it after, but I made a joke with them and said, "Oh, you careful, you're going to get a lot of metal." And he actually came out and was like, "Oh my God, I don't usually come out and say much, but you were right."
Yeah, she bless her heart. I can see her sitting, and when I saw her sitting there, she looked like she had quite shortish hair, as in like her hair was like either up or it was tight. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
She had glasses on, and she was wearing what looked to me like a dark navy blue top. I don't know what top it is, if it was like a t-shirt or what, but I could just see her sitting in this chair. And her back and her shoulders looked stooped over, if that makes sense. Yeah. But she didn't show me how she looked right at the end. She showed me how she looked before then, if you understand what I mean.
Mm.
Yeah. And did she have a stick at one point?
And she refused anything like that because she was a very tall woman.
Okay.
So,
So
it was
what
now
was
more
it
of a.
that? What was it about something about stick or something? I don't know. She's trying to say you've got something of hers. You have something that's useful that you could have. So I don't know if she was given a stick, but she never used it. But have you got anything like that of hers?
No, I've got a stick because I'm a crip.
Ah. Would you understand that it's too short for you?
It's adjustable, so it shouldn't be.
Right. Well, you need to make it higher. It's not. She's trying to tell you what to do here. So it needs to go up another click higher. Does that make sense?
Yeah, probably.
Otherwise, you'll end up with a stoop in your back, she says, laughing. Yeah. Who, darling? She said to me, give him a kick up the backside. I went, she's saying, who? She said to me, your boy. So how old is your son now?
20.
Right, he needs to kick up the backside there. Does that make sense?
Yeah, don't he just?
She said he's a lovely lad, but he needs to kick up the backside. He's got to get him motivated. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, he's pretty good, but he needs a bit of a boot every now and then to just.
Well, we're not
wake
talking
him
about
up.
in general, it's just around the house.
Standard boy, isn't it?
You know what I mean? Around the house, she says. But he's a good lad. He's got a good heart. Yes. Mm-hmm. What's his name? His name ain't Jay or Jason, is it?
No.
So who's Jay or Jason or Jamie?
Um.
Is that another grandchild or something?
No.
Hold up a minute. No, I'm getting more information now. So who is that to your son? Is that a friend of his, Jay?
So what did you say, Jake?
Jake, Jay, Jamie. Is that a friend of your boys?
No, my brother's called Jake.
Ah, right, that makes sense. Right, so I'm getting the J name. Jay. Okay, Jake.
Yeah, there's a few of us with.
Oh, she says to me, he's just like Jake. Just like Jake. Do you understand that?
No.
Not in looks, in ways.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just like Jake. Not in
Yeah.
looks, in ways. Yeah.
Twins are scary.
This is interesting. Did anyone used to do metal detecting? What is the metal? I'm being shown somebody doing metal detecting.
My son used to be obsessed with it when he was little.
Oh, that makes sense because she's talking about your boy. So something about the metal detector.
Yeah, he was obsessed with it.
Did he ever break his arm?
No.
Oh, well. What is that? Is that his arm or his collarbone? Who broke their collarbone?
No one that I could think of.
It might be your mum again. It's going back to her. Did she ever did that also get replaced? Something to do with her collarbone?
Yeah, she had metal, like, implant, like, plate type thing.
Ah, right. Okay. Bless her heart. It's like we're getting a break here. Right.
Yeah, she was in traction. She had a halo screwed to her head for
Oh, Christ.
9 weeks, I think it was, and it did that. It did damage her collarbones because of the pressure of it.
Yeah, it's get pains. She had pains right across here. Bless her. Anyway, Mum's fine. She's all right. She just wants to send her love over. She tells me she loves you. She says to me that it's been a long time since someone's been down to pay respects or lay flowers down. Does that make sense?
What, to her?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's right in front of me.
Right. So, like, I feel like I want to have been a long time about paying respect. So I don't think this is all about you. I think this is about family as a whole. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's like she gives me the feeling like, oh, no, I want to split that. So you got her ashes in front of you, yeah?
Yeah.
Have you got part of her ashes, or is there more?
They're in 2 separate pots and in my back.
That would make sense because I'm separating her
Yeah.
ashes. And you haven't got around to doing what you said you was going to do with them.
No, again, this leads to the documents thing. I need certain documents to get a passport because apparently I'm not a British national, although I was born here.
That's not going to be an easy task.
Nope, I've been trying. My mum was trying to get me a passport from about 18 months old. I'm now 37.
That's not going to be apparently she said that's not going to be an easy task.
Yeah, it hasn't been.
And she says to me here, especially with the documentation of the adoption stuff, there's going to be an upset there somewhere.
Yeah, there already has been several.
And that
because of the name changes and stuff.
Well,
the legalities of it.
Yeah, it's going to affect certain people, and especially your sister, without a doubt, is what I'm being told, because it's almost like opening up a can of worms that we didn't need to open.
Yeah. Does not need to be opened, but with all the things that's going on with her at the moment, there isn't much of an option.
Your mum's not giving me the full details here because I think there's a privacy there within how much information she's going to give over that for Joe Public to listen to. But I do feel like your mother feels a little bit, what's the word? Jaded to give me the full information of everything, if that makes sense. You know the story. She doesn't need to spill it out in front of thousands of people.
Yeah.
So I think she's a little bit delicate because it's painful as much for her than it will be for the people that find out, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's a big thing.
And it is a big thing because it can destroy a family, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And that's
it
what
already has done without the words being said.
Yeah, well, it's going to be even more so. It's almost like bullet to the head, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and I've got to pull that trigger.
Yeah, and she doesn't relish it for you, but she says to me here that, you know, in a certain sense, I think she's trying to defend you not to, if that makes sense, but she knows it has to be done.
Yeah.
So I will leave her love with you, okay? I'll give that name over. She's walking away. She's going, I'm like, is there a Joanne? Who's Joanne? Joanna? Joe?
No,
that might be the Johannesburg again. Johannesburg. That's what I'm sorry. It's the Johanna.
I've got a Johanna. My cousin's a Johanna.
Shit, no.
Yeah.
Her name's Johanna.
Yeah.
That's what I heard, Johanna, because I'm hearing.
Yeah.
I thought it was like short for Johannesburg, but Johanna. She's talking about Johanna.
That is what a family name that they call me, Johanna.
Well, she walked away. She called out the name Johanna, and she's blowing kisses, and she just wants to let you know that she loves you with all her heart, and wow, she just said, "I'm proud of you." So that's nice to know. So she's apparently disappeared into the light, darling. So I'll leave her love with you.
All right then, thank you.
It's been a pleasure. The name, isn't it? Johanna. You don't need that. You don't. It was like almost like I wanted to say
my
Joanna.
mum was South African, so it just the way she said it as well. Like no one would understand what she was saying.
Johanna. Yeah.
Johanna, yeah.
Wow. There you go.
Right. All right.
I'll
Thank
leave-
you.
It's been a pleasure, darling. There you go. God bless you. Oh, before you go, you still there?
Yeah.
Are
Hello?
you smoking? Do you smoke?
Do I smoke?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now.
Can you give up because your mum don't like it?
Fine one to talk, says everybody. Heroin.
Well, she's saying it's not good for you, so just give up the smoking. All right.
All right.
I'll leave her love with you, darling. God bless
Right.
you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Cheers. So, yeah. There we go.
There you go, mate.
We did have Shelley wanted cards, but she's gone to bed with a migraine.
Okay.
We still got Wayne. Is Wayne, are you still here?
Wayne, are you there?
Commonly known by us as Bellend.
Boy,
I have no clue.
you should have said. You should have said. You should have known that answer.
He's our Bellend though.
Well, sometimes Bellins can be lovely Bellins. Good people.
So,
Yeah, he could be a right Bellin, but be a good
He's-
right Bellin.
he's all right, but I'm not really into Bellends myself. You know what I mean?
No.
So what you saying, guys? What you saying? There's 11 in here. Anyone want card? Grant, I'll
Mate.
smack you too.
I'm eating some tortilla chips here, mate.
I'm on no carbs this week.
Yeah. I've just realised the time. I've got to go to bed in a minute, mate. I've got to be up early in the morning.
Busy tomorrow.
Yeah. Who will be better tomorrow?
I don't think Wayne's still
I didn't realise it's 12 o'clock.
here.
I turned into a pumpkin.
Ah, happened a long time ago.
Orange and round.
Who's all still here, guys? Who's commenting? Maria's still here. James is still here. It says he's still watching, so unless he's fell asleep. Maybe he's always falling asleep, Swain. Like. Grant, don't look, but there seems to be someone else in the room with you.
Where they all nodded off on the bed.
Broski, you sent me a message. Do you want your cards down or reading? before we finish off. I'll sign it wrong. Which do you want? Do you want your cards done? Do you want a link? How do I do it so you can't see me? Are you sending the link or do you want me to do it? Which you have an amazing gift, Mr. Collier. Has it ever got you in trouble? What should we finish me off? James Morton said, "You truly have an amazing gift, Mr. Collier. Has it ever got you into trouble?"
Yeah, more than once. Never really got me into trouble, but it's one of them ones where in your personal life you pick up and know stuff that you shouldn't know, and that's the curse of the gift.
Where are we?
What are you doing, Mr. Wilson? Have they all gone quiet?
No, there's still a few in, but Broski's just coming in. Comes under two names: Brogan Lee, and Broski Lee. Two different accounts, but the same person.
What are they doing? Sending a link in?
Yep. I sent the link as well. Should just clicked on that, I think. Just clicked on it. Oh.
I don't know. Battery I got actually. About 20%, I think.
Got issues with the internet, keeps kicking me.
I'm going to have this cigarette. I think I'm going to have this cigarette, my friend. Do this other reading.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm going to hit the sack for the night. Or spirit completely bamboozle my head. Bless them. They never. I shut down and that's it. I'm done for the night. They never deter me from my sleep, that's for certain.
Oh, I wish I could get someone to help me sleep up there. Well, I do sleep better. I'm waiting to hear about this sleep apnea clinic.
We want to leave it alone at night.
It's not me.
You just want to leave it alone at night, mate. You'll be fine.
Broski can't get it to work, so
What?
try it.
You can't get
Try
it.
it another.
You can't get it to work.
Always works, you cheeky bastard.
I thought
Yeah,
you just said you can't get it to work at night. I was going to say, oh, wait.
Hey, just a tickle is all it takes. See, She just confirmed it. Look, give it a look. Just give it a tickle and it pops right up.
Oh dear, what? Yours or hers?
Both. Maria says, "Is it easy to shut off?"
Totally. Yeah, totally easy. It's one of them ones where you just go, right, I've had enough. And Michael deals with it. Shuts them all down, takes them away.
Kelly said, "Fuck you, Grub."
She wishes. With a big strap on.
Oh, jeez. No, I really don't. It's not very nice.
That's not very nice at all. What are you saying?
No, I really don't.
That's Owen's job, isn't it?
That's good as I know. Maria says, "That's good as I know. In the past, people have had trouble with that."
What, with a strap on?
With shutting it off.
Yeah, no, yeah. It's when you're developing, it's obviously very hard to shut down. It's one of the main energies of protection. So you shut it down. You have to. That's the hardest part, is to shut down, especially in the early stages of development. As you get older, especially when you haven't made a connection with your guide, because if you're trying to do that without your guide, it's harder to do. Once you've made that connection with your guide, then your guide takes over and does it all for you, if that makes sense.
John McClintock said, "Have you considered switching to vaping?"
I have vaped in the past. I've had a vape thing a few times, but I find I cough more with the vaping than I do with that. But then again, I'm probably vaping the wrong vape, if that makes sense.
Probably. You've got to come to somewhere like King of Vape, you know what I mean, and get some direction.
Yeah.
Wilson, have you told them about your newly found guide?
Your newly found guide. Or guy.
I was lying in the bed the other night winding it up. I can't remember what I said, but I'm pretty sure it was something along the lines of I had a little look over, and I said,
"Yeah,
I've just been told you've got to give me one."
Oh, you fall for that old chestnut, eh?
Don't need a psychic for that one.
Yeah, my guide told me.
Do you know what I was just thinking? We should maybe try and organise something one night where we can meet up somewhere for a night or something. Do a ghost hunt or something.
Yeah, you'd love
That'd
that.
be awesome.
There's got to be some plenty down your way, isn't there? You're not that far away from Bodmin Moors, are you?
Don't know.
You're not far away from what's it? Well, the Ancient Ramsey. What's the other one? There's one down there. I can't remember what it is now.
I'm in the Bristol area, so.
And we like to be around the Bristols. Wah, 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 wah. Wah, 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 wah. Ooh, 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 ooh. Yeah, we like to be around the Bristols, mate. Especially around the Bristol cities.
For sure.
God, I'm lowering my professionalism here, aren't I?
Nah,
Started
there
off
is no
so
professionalism
Started off
on a Wednesday night.
in the first two interviews, and now it's all gone poop Tom, isn't it?
No. Ancient Ramen is 36 minutes from us.
That's it, the Ancient Ramsey. Good place that is.
I think
very
something like that could be quite interesting, actually.
Very haunted, that place. Very haunted.
I've I've been to a few proper haunted. I'll tell you a very quick story. There's a place up in North Scotland, in a place called Doors, and it's called Boleskine House. And you'll probably have heard of the name Alistair Crowley.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. Alistair Crowley owned the house.
Wow.
And it was possessed. It was then bought by several other people, and everyone that moved into this house tried to get it decorated, and every time the decorators came, they seen things and they left and never came back. Then one of the guys, I can't remember which one it was, from Led Zeppelin, bought the house.
Oh, okay.
And then he left it for ages and went and I don't know. I think he still owned the house at the time, but he was gone for quite a while. So me and a couple of friends decided to go camping in the graveyard because there's a graveyard right opposite it.
As you do.
And what I'm going to tell you, I swear to you, is 100% legit, right? Didn't go up to the house. You were literally 50 feet from the house. It's got like gates, and then you can see the house here. And it looks always, it's weird how you look at it, but it always looks like you can see something in the windows. And that's weird. But in the graveyard, camping, a couple of drinks, and there's this little building in the middle of the graveyard. And when you go in it, it's got like a little stairs, like it's completely open. It's like it's weird. There's no rooms or anything. It's just one room, but it's got a door to go in, and then it's got little stairs that goes up, and there's a little fireplace, and somebody's drawn the star and all that, and everything on the wall and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So went in, had a look. Yeah, went in, had a look, all that stuff. Later on, we're chilling out. Couple of drinks. Went back down to it. There's no door. I swear to you, the whole place, all the way around, was bricks.
Ooh.
Couldn't explain it, nothing. Left the tent, got in the car, pissed off, never went back.
Ooh, that's a bit weird, isn't it?
Nothing like that is. I mean, I've seen silly things like in my life, like, but that was knowing how scary the place was.
Almost like a bit like a time warp, innit? Like it
was weird because it was.
Yeah.
It didn't look like it was built or anything. It looked like it had always been all the way around, but we were in it earlier on.
Very strange, isn't it?
But there's some just a camp.
Did you have like runny bum time?
Oh, for sure. I was in the car. No tent that like they were talking about taking the tent down and all that. I was on that fuck up. Get in the car. We're off.
I tell you, I've seen so much mad shit, mate, during ghost investigation. I lose count on how many different things you probably would have shat yourself over massively.
I love it though. Like I'm proper interested in it. Like
people used to come to me and go, "How the hell do you walk off down these places?" I mean, I remember it was at a fault up at Harwich, and there's this tunnel that goes around the outside of the fault, and it's like got doors that go in. And I can remember we were doing a lock-off session with a camera down this thing, and I was chucking stones down it, and you could hear people talking, spirit talking down this tunnel. And I remember throwing a stone down. There's no one in it. You couldn't get in it. There's only this one door that was unlocked, and the stone came flying back at me. And I walked down there, and there was no one down there. And the guy that was with me, he's a very big investigator. He goes on a lot of events, and he documents a lot of his stuff. He said to me, "You're not going to walk down there, are you?" I went, "Yeah." I said, "I'm not scared of nothing." He said to me, "Oh my God, you've just had like a lump of rock chucked back at you. You just chucked down there. Are you mad?" I went, "Nothing. I fear nothing. I don't fear anything." And people used to go to me, "You seriously do not fear nothing, do you?" I went, "No, I'm protected.
Mm.
You know. I've done the other one was I've done Alton Towers Haunted Mansion, the proper Haunted Mansion, not the ride. On site, there's a proper Haunted Mansion there, and I went into a trance, and this thing that wasn't human basically said its name through me in trance. And when the person was filming me, it was on YouTube, but someone took it down. The whole of my face looked like the bottom of my face looked like Voldemort, so I had no mouth or nothing. And I come through with this name in this gargled, weird voice. And there was another group of people doing a Ouija board session, and the name that I said was spelt out on the board with another group, probably about 300 yards away from us in another part of the mansion, and it freaked everybody out. It was fucking mental, believe me. But I've seen some stuff. I've seen coins being chucked from nowhere. It's just crazy stuff. You wouldn't believe half the stuff that we've seen.
Is that different then than when you do readings and you pick up on people and people come through and all that? Is it different when you do like a ghost hunt kind of thing?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it is. Sometimes you could be doing a Ouija board session. You'll get people that are there in the group that's loved ones will come through on the board, because it's an open session to anything coming forward. But obviously, you're working with other energies that's connected to the property or the land that it's on. So, yeah, no, I find it very interesting. I find it sort of more. I mean, I've done Pluckley Village, which is the most haunted village in Kent. And the pub there, the Black Horse pub, was actually the tax office for Oliver Cromwell. It was originally tax offices for him. But that's where they filmed the Darling Buds of May. Do you remember with Del Boy and that? Anyway, so that place is majorly haunted by we got one entity there that won't reveal itself, but he will make every single piece of equipment go off at once, and then he'll just block everything out for the rest of the night. There's a little girl in there that comes to me and she talks to me, but she was found actually bricked up in the fireplace, her remains. She comes and talks to me all the time, and not only does she talk to me, but she backs up the validation on the equipment. She shows herself all the time. She's incredible. And then you got the lady in red who dances. Doesn't dance at all. She wanders about in the graveyard. But that's where they got the song "Lady in Red," Christy Burke. That's where that came from. So, but yeah, I mean, it's just incredible. Some of the stuff that we've seen is just fucking mad, and the stuff we caught on camera as well is just mental. You just cannot believe what is being said and what on the Ouija board, the equipment going off, the conversation you can have, and I use it in certain senses as a scientific thing. I get spirits to communicate, and spirit are very good at communicating. There is some YouTube stuff that I've got that I'm connected with on YouTube. I will dig it out so you can put links up on here or on Facebook if people are interested in watching it. I'll take you. You can see some of them stuff. And I work with a team called Spooksavers. Right. They were based in London, and they wanted me to come and do the paranormal side of it. And I'll tell you what, it was just fucking mental stuff, mate. I mean, like literally unbelievable stuff. Hearing spirit, seeing spirit, stuff being moved, poltergeist activity, you name it, I've seen it. It's just madness, honestly.
James Martin said, what's your favourite part of your job, Grant? Do you prefer doing readings or paranormal investigation?
I like both. I find doing the readings very interesting because obviously there's a lot of people's lives that are interesting, especially in spirit. You know, spirit have had interesting lives. You know, especially some of the older ones that have fought the wars and that, and you know, and to understand, I think that you're giving back someone's loved one, so you're validating stuff that you can't know. But the paranormal side is also very interesting because you're using equipment to back up your validation. So I'm not just walking around like Derek Acora going, "Oh yeah, there's a boy over there" or whatever. You know, you're getting backed up validation. You're getting equipment going off in the area that you're. I might go, "Oh, there is a woman standing over there," and I'll go over there, and the equipment will go off. The EMF meters will go off in that area, and then I'll ask the spirit to light up a certain amount of lights on the meter, and they will do it. And I can remember I was at another thought in Chatham, and I was there, and I had a 20-minute conversation with the spirit there, with him just using a K2 meter. And these are under controlled conditions, guys, because you have to be careful with the K2 meter because mobile phones can set them off and all sorts. So we do it under controlled conditions. And I had a group of people all holding hands in like a big circle, but an elongated long circle. And I had 2 K2 meters on the floor. And I picked up on this old guard that had been guarding this area. I mean, he was an old Welsh guard because they dug out all the tunnels years ago. And I picked up this guard, and he'd been there for years, absolutely years. I mean, we're going back to the 1500s when they were dug out them caves to this fault. And he would go from one to the other, ask him to go to 1 meter and then go back to this meter and light up certain meters. And I had conversation with this particular spirit for 20 minutes. And people watched that around the circle and was like fucking gobsmacked. Like, oh my God. And what we learned from it is that spirit, a bit like anything, a bit like us using a phone or a computer, after a certain amount of time, we learn how to use something. And certain spirits are able to manipulate these pieces of equipment, and they learn quite quickly. Some of them don't. Sometimes it's just an energy that comes in. They don't know how to control that energy to light up the lights. But some of them are very intelligent. And the stuff that I've done with spirit on that side blows my mind. I mean, it really does. So I can't differentiate which is the best, but I can say to you, I enjoy it all. But what I like about paranormal investigation is the backup of validation with the equipment, ghost boxes, spirit boxes, spirit calling my name out for a ghost box. It's just incredible. When you can hold up like this, and because this is a pen, I might hold that up and I go, "What am I holding in my hand?" And they'll shout out through the ghost box, which is basically just sweeping through frequencies, and it'll shout out "pen," and you'll go, "Fucking hell," you know. So it's an eye opener, and you know, if you have never ever been on a ghost investigation with a proper company that's got all the equipment, I will say to you, go experience it. Go and find out, a decent investigation team that know what they're doing. Go on it, go and experience it, because it's a big eye opener. It really, really is. And I've loved working for a lot of the teams I've worked with. I've worked with quite a few down this way, Walking with the Dead. I've worked with Ghost Hunt Tours. I've worked with Haunted Evenings, and I've worked with Spook Savers. And all these teams that I've incredibly enjoyed working with. Walking with the Dead are a private investigation team, so we do a lot of stuff that's our own stuff, if that makes sense. And that's been great. And a good friend of mine, John, who's also my mechanic, he's been doing ghost investigation for years. He's part of Walking with the Dead, and it's just hard, you get a good group of people with you around you, and it's good. It's fun. It is fun. It is fun to interact with spirit You could sit there for hours for nothing. You've got to be dedicated as well, because sometimes the energy's not there. You have to wait for the energy to build up, because you could be in one property, haunted property, one night you get nothing, and then you get another night you go and you've got so much activity. So it's one of the ones you have to be really patient with. One I want to do, and I haven't got around to do it, and it was from the film When the Lights Go Out, is 30 East Drive up north, and it's basically very, very haunted. I've never been there. I'd love to go there. It's one of the places I want to go to. So that's one of my ones on my bucket list to go and see. But that's where they made the film When the Lights Go Out, and that's where that was based on. But yeah. So yeah, no, I love them both, but I do love the mediumship work. I'm gigging. I've got a demonstration on Saturday night, which is at a pub over the other side of Ashford, down here in Kent. That's going to be a great night because it's in a pub and it's an old pub, so that's probably going to have a lot of energy in it anyway. So I will be focusing on obviously the people that are coming, their loved ones, but you never know what's going to come through from the pub as well, and sometimes you get that come in. I've never done this particular pub before, so it'd be quite interesting to see what comes from that.
Well, at least you'll get plenty of spirits there.
Definitely. I would definitely have plenty of spirits. If it's gin, whiskey or whatever, I'll have something.
Oh, the jokes get worse.
Oh, God, yeah. And by the way, guys, I don't mix the spirits.
I'd love to do some sort of ghost hunt. I think it'd be great. Like, I think it'd be
ghost hunting. Ghost hunting. You could do a ghost hunt in your own property. You'd be surprised how much energy is in some houses. I found there's more energy sometimes in someone's private home, and I do a lot of house clearance stuff.
You did in my last house. You seen things that we knew about stuff, and you told us all about it.
Yeah, sometimes the best places are people's private homes. There's a lot of energy in a lot of homes. I've done a lot of clearance work over the years, and I've seen some incredible stuff in people's homes. I got called out to do a clearance in Margate a couple of years ago. And I walked in and she had a great big metal chandelier on the ceiling. And we're talking a weighty thing, not light. And this thing just started to sway in the middle of the room. It was like backwards and forwards. I was, Jesus Christ, It's incredible to see some of the stuff that you see. And long story, I can't go into the story of that one because I'll be here all night with it. But it was cleared in the end. It took me about 4 hours to clear that spirit, which wasn't easy, and I actually had to bring Michael down into the physical when he gives me his sword to wave about as protection, and if they don't go from that, then he basically will come down and drag them to the light. Michael, as much as he's a lovely angelic angel, he's no pushover. He's like a bloody gladiator. And he will literally grab them by the scruff of the neck and pull them to the light if they refuse to go. Because a lot of spirit are in between that world. They're sitting outside of this dimension, but they're still able to interact with causing. And we find a lot of with spirit, it's not about so much movement of stuff or whatever. It's more about influencing mind. What I mean by that is that it can, over time, build up and make you depressed, or it can cause problems in relationships in the home. It can do a lot of stuff, preying on the energy, basically. And we find that a lot of spirits, want to dominate the energy of a situation. Maybe a woman that lives in a house, it could be a single mother that is trying to find a relationship. It can cause a lot of problems in emotions, how the partner is reacting to their energy of their feelings. It's a lot of things that causes that they prey on. and that takes time sometimes, and it can cause emotional effects. It can cause a lot of issues. So yeah, it's quite interesting that
James
spirit can
just
do
said
that.
maybe a strange thing to ask, but are spirits known to frequent a particular location even if the land has been rebuilt on? Well, from what I know, if I'm correct, and you'll correct me, they can stay no matter things can be built on, but that energy stays in that place. Am I right?
Well, yeah, absolutely, because
Until they decide to move on, or
it's a bit like the film what's the film with the little girl? They're here. That was based on a true story in America. Not The Exorcist. Not The Exorcist.
was it Annabelle or something?
Poltergeist, is it? Poltergeist 1, Poltergeist 2.
Oh, aye.
Okay, well, you got the little girl there, Carol Ann, haven't you? And she's going,
Yeah.
Carol Ann, go to the light. Don't go to the energy. Go to the light. Basically, it was a group of properties in America that was built on sacred shamanic ground, burial ground. So there was a lot of negative energy underneath it. And basically, they built energy over a graveyard. Basically, that's what it was. And that's based on true story. Now, basically, what it means is there's energy there of negativity, or energy there of demonic, if you want to call it energy. Probably a little bit more far-fetched in the movie because Hollywood beefs it up, but I do get reports of houses that have been built on sacred ground. It could be Roman ground or whatever. And we've got that sort of situation down here at Ramsgate, that there is a specific area of Ramsgate called St. Lawrence's. And I used to get a lot of people come to me when I worked in Ramsgate on a Monday, saying that they've got issues with hauntings going on in their properties. Mm-hmm. And it all seemed to be literally within the space of a square mile in St. Lawrence. So there was a hell of a lot of activity going on there. And it's all sacred burial ground. I mean, what I learned only recently from a Channel 4 program, that Manston and St. Lawrence was a multiple burial ground, and that's why it's called the Island of the Dead. The island of Thanet is called the Island of the Dead. And Thanet is basically, because we are an island down here on the southeast coast. It's only a little river, but it separates the rest from the rest of the country. So Margate, Ramsgate, Broadstairs basically is on an island. But apparently it's where they brought all the dead from everywhere, not just here in England, but, over from Europe, and they buried them. And they buried them 4 layers on top of each other. Do you know what I mean? So that's how tight it was. So there's a lot of energy that's very negative and that here on the island. And it's one of them ones where you can actually feel the energy as you drive from one place to another. Literally, that might be like half a mile down the road or a quarter of a mile down the road. You feel the energy change. You can actually feel the negativity and the stench of that dullness within the feeling you get. And it's a strange thing, but it makes sense, because obviously there's a lot of souls there that probably lost their life through battlement, wars, probably illness, diseases, whatever. It's incredible. But they were all brought over from, bodies there that were found and been dug up by archaeologists. They date these way back to the 15th, 14th century. So these people have been brought over from like Scandinavia and everywhere, buried here on the island of Thanet. It's interesting. But, you do get a lot of activity here. And I had one. I got called out to Sittingbourne, which is not that far away from here. It's probably about 20 odd miles from Thanet. I got called years ago, but that was a very different situation because it was a new housing estate built on a floodplain down here.
Mhm.
And I got called out to do a clearance, and it was a woman being beaten up by this entity. I went there, picked up his name, got everything about him. Took me 6 hours to get rid of him. And he actually punched me. It was like having an electric shock, but straight in the kidneys. And that, like I say, it took me 6 hours to clear that man. But, you know, he was a woman beater in life. So he was going to do the same thing in spirit, and he refused to go to the light. So we got him over to the light, and that was it. Cutting a long story short, but like, I actually watched him lift the woman up off of a kitchen bar stool, grabbed under the armpits, lift her up, literally her arse come off it about 4 inches off the stool and just flew sideways on the floor. I mean, just an incredible sight. I mean, it was like, what the fuck? You know, I've been doing this at that point. I've been doing that work probably about sort of 15 years.
Mhm.
And I thought to myself, what the fuck's going on here? I've never seen that before. You know, to that amount of energy from a spirit to be able to lift the woman that probably weighed about 8 stone was quite a feat. And so I was definitely on guard at that time. But he punched me, he scratched her as well through the process of the clearance. It wasn't an easy one. But I can tell you now, I watched a woman that looked like she was 70 after the clearance, looked like 20 years had come off her in the space of like 10, 15 minutes after the clearance. It's almost like a possession being taken off of her. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
Just incredible shit. I mean, you could not write it what happened that day. It was just bloody incredible. And I'm cutting a long story very short. But if I told you the full extent of it, you'd sit there and go, fucking hell. Is there people that actually have these hauntings in their house? Yes, they do. I think a lot of people do have, but they're too frightened to talk about it. And people just move, don't they? But yeah, I mean, this one's haunted. This house we're in, I'm in a little village called Minster. And this has got 2 kids in it. We've got 2 young children in this house. And I've shown, they've come up on the SLS camera, which is the little camera that does the little stick thing. It's what they used to use for the Xbox. You know, like you stood in front of it and it would do your imagery. But what they've done is they built the SLS camera, and they realised that it would pick up on something, and you could see it as a thing. I mean, even Michael showed himself on one of them. We was down in the Brighton police cells, down in Brighton, which is very haunted. And we were downstairs where the prisoners used to take a shower. And there was we had a group of women down. I said, be really careful, because there's a certain entity down here that likes to touch women. And you could actually see this bloody stick man touching their boobs and everything. Anyway, so I called Michael down, and Michael came down, and my mate Chaz at the time, he had the SLS camera on him. He went, fucking hell. I went, what's the matter? He said, I don't know what's behind you, but it looks like it's got like forks coming out of it. It's about 7 foot tall standing behind you, Grant. It's like it's got like forked wings. Do you know what I mean? I went, don't worry, that's Michael. He went, me fucking hell, I've never seen anything like it. And sure enough, he caught that all on camera. Caught that, it was recorded. So I'll have to get him to dig that out one day and show us. But it was just incredible. Michael showed himself on camera. How about that? Something you thought you'd never hear, but Michael actually showed himself physically on a SLS camera. Blew my mind as well at the time.
Well, I think that's about it for tonight.
Yeah, I think so, mate. I think everyone's gone to bed. They've probably got work in the morning, haven't they?
You said 45 minutes ago you wanted to go to bed, and we've kept you another fucking 45 minutes.
I know. The other half got Oh, I'm back.
Yeah.
Thank you. I don't know what happened there. I pressed the button by mistake and it lost me for a minute. Anyway, okay, mate. Well, look, I'm going to wrap it up this end because I've got to get up early in the morning.
Always better to wrap it up, mate.
No, you know what I mean? Don't want to get cold.
But I'm sure in the very near future we'll be.
Absolutely.
It seems to be getting quite regular, you know.
Yeah, my dogs are going mad because I'm opening up letting out the big shit. Stop it.
But I'll let you go just now, and thanks again for tonight. I appreciate it. Some more happy people. I'm sure we'll get some feedback from that as well. We're all looking forward to tonight. So, but yeah,
Okay, well, I'll bid you all farewell. Have a lovely night, and don't stress out about today. And like I said, keep positive.
do my best.
All right, mate. Ciao for now, audience.
Right,
See you
spot
later.
on. Take it easy.
Take care. Bye.
So there we go, guys. There we go, Mr. Collier. Another great night. And it's good to see some, because it's not all vape related, guys, you know. A Wednesday night is for anyone and everyone. And we got one complaint tonight just because a message was sent as a link. I mean, fuck's sake, you know what I mean? Childish bullshit. But, you know, it's what it is. But thanks to everyone for coming in tonight. If you're watching this on repeat, make sure you click the bell and subscribe. And we'll try and get the numbers up as much as possible, and we can do bigger things. Still looking for some more interviews, hopefully soon. But Grant will be in and out quite regular as well, and that's great because what he does is just incredible, absolutely incredible. I do ignore it; it's nonsense. He knows I'll slap the fucking face off him. But it's just one of them. But no, so it is now Thursday. I get mixed up because it's usually a Wednesday we do it. Thursday. So Saturday night takeout. Saturday night. Make sure you're there. 7:30. We've got a new game. If you're not in the live lounge, drop us a message and we'll get you in. There's 6 spaces on the Snakes and Ladders board, £5 to go. Plus all the other games, the auctions, everything else will all be there. What's in the bag, all of that on Saturday night takeout. So we will see you then. But until then, it is big good night from me, and we'll see you next time on the night sessions. Take it easy, guys. Be good.